These people are burning my house down, my Twitter house down, and I'm sleeping easy, baby.
I'm bleeding red till I die. I bleed red shit corn, dude.
No, y'all only lost one game. The guy's turning around. He's doing a great job now.
What do you want me to say? I'm doing everything I can.
No, he's talking to me like I was just talking to him. We play that game again, we win that game by 1 billion.
Think we'll beat Minnesota, we'll beat Purdue, and then Ohio State, toss up.
I don't read it, but
2 guys for the Nashville Soccer Club, CJ Sapong
Great finish, great goal.
and Walker Zimmerman.
Walker Zimmerman, the first goal in Nashville SC's MLS history.
I've watched Ted Lasso, and that's about it.
And all of the hard work, all of that suffering, that's how you get to accomplish these kinds of dreams.
I literally just went in Google and was like, how to deal with like depression. The Namaste, this is literally my celebration now.
Random call one night out of the blue. Yeah, you're traded to Nashville. And we were just like, what?
dragging ass right now.
I feel it.
Fuck, I'm tired.
I'm almost like a little tired myself since
Why?
you've sat on the bus.
Oh yeah,
I was like, yeah, you know,
my
what
energy is a little draining.
like, what are
today,
we?
isn't it?
How are we gonna?
It's always
get to this pod?
Are we rolling or we're going? It's nice to see that Bloss has picked up his game since I've left. I never sleep well after games, and last night especially, it was like a 2 a.m. piece. I was still up. I was like,
At 2 a.m.
dude, I was up till 2 a.m.
Dang.
I can never sleep after games ever. Noon game.
I know you got back at what time? Like 8? Because you ran.
No,
you called and ran to go do trick or treat.
7 o'clock. No, we got back at like 6:45. First one off the plane, sprinted to my car. Like I'm like boogieing. Get kids are going trick or treating. Go to the Tomlin house. Shout out the Tomlins and make it there right after they're done trick or treating. So I missed the trick or treating, but I got to see the kids, which was cool. So
Were you dressed up?
I was dressed up like a guy who just finished a football game.
I was just,
No, I was a football player for Halloween. It was tight, you know.
You put some webs on a dead football player?
Yeah, dead football player. That classic Halloween thing.
Yeah.
You just use the jersey.
Whatever you are, just put death over you.
Just put a little blood on it.
Yeah.
I'm dead now.
You want to let the people know about Chevy?
Yeah, I'd love to let the people know about Chevy. Chevy, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue. It's the greatest vehicle ever made in the history of vehicles. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm dressed like a Chevy driver.
You are just like a Chevy driver. You know why? You look durable. You look reliable. That ankle stability in those boots, your ankles aren't going anywhere.
Nope.
Buddy. Are those Georgia boots?
Yes, they are.
I'll tell you what. That's a twofer.
Yeah.
That's a 2-for-1 special, as Mike Vrabel would say. You know, those look beautiful. The Chevy Silverado is the greatest, most affordable, dependable, reliable vehicle in the entire world. Are we reading this thing? Silverado is strong, advanced, dependable, and hardworking. I just said that, but we're doing it. See, football season is in full swing. It is time to get your tailgate game. The available multi-flex tailgate with 6 convenient configurations. Damn, I almost crushed that. Will give you a step up on your tailgate game. There's a damn it, dude. There's a primary
It's good to have you back. I missed the boy. Missed the boy, dude.
Don't curse.
Sorry.
Don't
yeah.
curse.
You bleep those out. Bleep those out.
Bleep them out. There's a primary tailgate which opens with a push of a button on the key fob of your truck. The inner gate folds to a large step for easily getting in and out of the bed. Dude, I'm 30 and I can't read. There's easy access configurations where the inner gate folds down, allowing you to reach farther into your bed. It's just, listen, the Chevy Silverado does it all, right? There's a ton of grit. It's a beautiful thing. Your boy is spiraling about 2.5 minutes into this podcast, but I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't Chevy. Why? Because any other vehicle I would have got and probably wouldn't have started up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we love Freeland.
What's that?
We love Freeland. We love the boys at Freeland.
We love the boys at Freeland. Now, we're not just about Freeland. Like us personally, it's our favorite, Freeland Chevrolet. But any Chevy dealership in general just has it right.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
National.
It's a beautiful thing. Am I missing anything?
No, you did great. I probably, now that when you were reading it, I was thinking to myself, like, he was concussed last week. I should have probably thought about having him read an ad.
14 days since I was knocked out with 3 minutes. So, you know. Yeah.
It's good to be back, dude.
It's nice to be back. Miss the hell out of you.
I miss you, dude.
If you're listening, you're probably like, "Hey, what's wrong with the boy?" I'm just tired, man. So the energy's gonna be a little lower today. You're gonna have to keep me going here. I'm piggybacking. I'm riding your coattails today on the energy train.
I think everybody's a little down though. You know what I mean? Like the boys won. It is Victory Monday. Like
it's
we're
Monday.
excited that we're 6-2 as a ball club.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's good stuff.
But we lost the boy. Until we get confirmed. Until we get confirmed, we're not here to. Yeah. I have no clue. And for people that are listening, like Taylor and I were telling each other we miss each other. Yeah. We really don't see each other a whole lot.
No, we don't see each other a whole lot. We put a whole game of phone tag last week. We didn't really talk at all.
I know. What did I do? I accidentally called you yesterday, like FaceTime, and then I hung up. I said, "Oh, that's my bad." And you said, "Wow."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "We've been playing phone tag all week," and so
all week, dude.
He goes, "You've been ducking me all week," is what he said. And so I sent him a screenshot of our calls to where I called him. He called me. I missed it. I called him twice. He missed it. He called me back. I missed it, but I didn't end up calling him back.
Yeah, so who called you last?
You called me last.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's in the wrong, you. You know what I'm saying? Well, and we're not going to...
I think we're here to take accountability. Like, we can both...
I'm not here to take accountability. I'm going to run from my problems today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need to talk about the boy. I don't think it's appropriate for me to speak on his behalf.
Yeah, you definitely can.
He's got going on right now.
But what I can say, just talk over Taylor. Yeah, you can't, but me.
I will say that I'm looking at these notes here. It says Derrick Henry hurt, and then
the biscuits
is OJ to blame.
If true.
OJ might be to blame. What did he say?
Nobody has separated themselves from the next player in their position like King Henry has. And, Dickerson and I have had a talk. We discussed a few times this year with 17 games if he's going to break his record. Well, we got different opinions about that, but we'll just have to wait and see and talk about that a little later. In any event, hey guys, wear your mask. And if you haven't got your shots, go get it. Take care.
That's wild, man. Hey, listen, OJ. You sound like me talking about Michigan State. Like, let's just pipe that thing up a little bit. But hey, regardless of what's going on with Derrick, dude, regardless if he was a football player or what he was doing, he's the man. We love him.
Yeah,
he is. I love that guy. My heart breaks for him. Whatever the situation is, he's the fucking man, dude. So I'm bummed out for the boy, man. I'm bummed out when I talked to him yesterday after the game about what was going on, and I teared up a little bit, dude. That's how not because we lost a back or whatever, just because Derrick is a person, how hard everyone knows how hard he works. Everyone sees how hard he works, and it's just tough to see that happen, man, for a guy that doesn't deserve that. And that's a huge bummer, man. But Titans are 6-2. We'll put ourselves in a good little position.
Boys are first in the AFC.
Yeah.
I'm riding high right now.
You're riding high right now?
I'm riding high.
Hey, that little Instagram you put up yesterday of you in the exact uniform.
Hey, right?
Colts, yeah,
at the Colts.
All white. That's funny, dude. I was like, yo, was Will here? I don't know. That boy was actually in that thing.
And David Long, who, by the way, is playing like a stud.
That man is all over the place, huh?
I do. I enjoy watching
He's like
David.
the Energizer Bunny out there, dude.
Yeah.
He's just banging that drum over and over again, ripping around.
Yeah, he is.
I'm a big David Long Jr. guy.
I'm a big fan just because of the journey he's had since being in the league. Like being a lower round dude, like he's been somebody who's had to wait his turn. And even last year, remember, I was on P Squad. You had torn your ACL by this point. Yeah, and we were watching that Thursday night game. Remember, he gave up that punt against the Colts. And then, everybody wants to cut him and do all this stuff. And then he gets COVID during the week that we go to Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And then I get to play in the Baltimore game and play well. He's probably at home damn, I would have got to play this week. Yeah. I would have played well against the Ravens because he did in the playoff game the year before.
Yeah.
But just knowing how far he's kind of came, I just know all the energy he plays with, you just feel where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
he's a hungry ass dude.
He is, dude. He's you've said it all. He's a stud. Well, I love the guy to death. Transitioning a little bit from NFL, we've got to hit college. We got to talk about college football.
We got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it.
And I will say, I do enjoy. I guess you guys losing a little bit, but when you guys aren't playing Nebraska, I legit, hang on now. Let me finish.
But you're about to talk, you're already, you started. I enjoy you guys losing a little bit, and now we're talking out both sides of our mouth.
Well, can I explain myself first?
You can, but it's going to be the same
I
thing.
feel like the only reason I guess I enjoyed seeing you guys lose was because of how much division we kind of created amongst ourselves during the Nebraska-Michigan week.
You mean after we said we're mending, we literally said it's over.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm speaking to.
Yeah, but we said it was over.
Right, okay. Right. So ultimately...
So both sides of the mouth. But no, keep going.
I was going to say
go ahead.
I was going to say I do want you guys to win. Like, I wanted Michigan to win. I wanted Michigan to beat Michigan State, beat Ohio State, start bandwagoning with the boys a little bit.
Yeah, you're about to
only
jump
because
ship.
of you. Not to bandwagon like I'm a Michigan Wolverine,
Yeah.
but like, you know, my other half, I want his team to do well. You know what I mean?
Hey, after Michigan beat the brakes off in Nebraska, I went.
Come on, be real though. I do get like we're going back and forth. You guys didn't beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We won
Oh yeah, you guys won the game.
by beating the brakes off you guys.
Okay.
After we dominated Nebraska at Nebraska, and we did our little tiff and we mended fences, I follow Nebraska football on Twitter. Why? I'm a Cornhusker too now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're my other team when they're not playing Michigan. Now, in the locker room last week, was your boy talking? No question. I was getting a lot of jaw sets in.
Yeah.
Every
you did in the
single
presser.
person. Oh yeah, every single person on the Tennessee Titans wanted Michigan to lose this game.
Really?
Yes, they were all praying. Your boy took a dent in his pocketbooks. All right, we took a dent.
What are we talking here?
Well, you know, per NFLPA rules, it was $250 max. So I lost $250. Yeah, but yeah, let's just say it was a dent. You know what I'm saying? It hurt a little bit. And then the presser comes up. I'm actually excited to talk about this.
Great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job.
Because when I was walking away and like, oh, Taylor, we were going to ask you about Michigan State. Now, before that, Chris Bryant, who is, he works for U of M now. I actually hosted him on his recruiting visit. I love it. His family's amazing. He's a good friend of mine. He asked me,
Okay,
he's like,
Stephen
hey,
A. Smith.
what's that?
Then go ahead.
Oh, what is my hairline receding?
No. Stephen A. Smith. We
Is
joked
my
on it.
hairline running away? No, I'm not Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
He's like, I know him. He's a very dear friend of mine.
is that
I
how
love
he
his
talks?
family. Yeah.
but big Chris Bryant fan. Anyway, he sends me a text or a DM. He's like, hey, can you make a video to send to Michigan for the Michigan State game, how much you hate Michigan State, which I do hate Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're removed so far at this point. It's fun for me to hate on Michigan State, and then I just go back to living my life. So I'm leaving the presser, and as I'm walking away, they're like, hey, we were going to ask you about Michigan State. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to do a video anyway. And actually, I'm supposed to do a video on that. And Ashley, the girl who works for the Times, she's like, this is the camera right here. So I go on, do my rant, Michigan by 1 billion, whatever.
But
And
Michigan
in my
State.
head, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I don't want to say the F word, but Michigan State.
Yeah.
Michigan State is our little brother. Now, I know what you're thinking. In 2009 to 2013, when I was there, did Michigan State donkey us? Yes, there's no question. And I'm not here to talk about when I was there. I'm here to talk about now. Michigan's number 2 defense in the country. I'm not here to talk about Georgia, who's number 1. Michigan, the boys in blue, are the number 2 defense in the country. Our offense, yeah, they say we're run heavy. They say we do that, but our pass game's really coming along. Overall, Michigan State is going to get donkeyed at home in East Lansing, whatever that podunk town is. They're going down. Michigan's going home, taking Paul Bunyan, and kindly, I'm not going to say the F word, but Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? Not going to say the F word, but Michigan State. Okay?
And I knew in that moment when I did that video, even before I did that video, I was like, if we win, great. It ages well. If we don't win, now I'm strictly talking about my video and what I said, doesn't fucking matter at all. Why? Because my Twitter, there's still bombs going off on this phone right now.
Oh, it's on fire.
Oh, it's on fire. And I just, listen, it's not even on right now. Haven't read one comment.
Yeah.
Because these people are burning my house down, my Twitter house down. And I'm sleeping easy, baby.
Yeah.
It don't matter. You
It
know what I'm
doesn't
saying?
matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
Did you
I
see the
can
young
say-
man you inspired?
Oh, I can say whatever the fuck I want about Michigan State because I don't go there anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can say anything I want.
But
And
you're Michigan State Wolverine.
I'm a University of Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah.
My boy. Hey,
Yeah,
listen.
my fault.
A lot of dents in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We've taken some hits.
I'm just saying, like, I said those things. People got mad. Doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's the transition of what happened. So, do I apologize for what I said? Nope. Not even a little
Not
bit.
gonna say the F word. No.
But no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
It was fun. I got to get in there. People got all fired up on both sides. Michigan guys loved it. Michigan State guys used it as fuel. It was a great game. We lost. That sucks. My heart breaks for the Michigan Wolverines.
I will say it seemed like you guys were playing against the refs a little bit.
Oh, standard. Pretty standard. You know what I'm saying?
Aside from the Nebraska game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We were playing against the refs then too.
Right. No, you
Yeah,
weren't.
yeah. So it was hard, but I don't know who this kid is. And I'm
He
saying
said thanks,
kid,
Luan. Seems like a good kid.
He seems like a great guy. And you know what? As an athlete myself, if I can go and inspire one young gentleman to play a little bit harder, regardless of what team, I'm an inspiration. I might as well have YouTube videos of motivation coming up. You know what I'm saying?
You should look into it.
Yeah. I might as well start doing that shit because now this guy, he took Luan and he's like, I'm going to play harder because of it. Good.
You've changed his life
I
forever.
changed his life for the better. And I think I saw some redhead cat, some ginger cat ripping around the stadium after the game. And he's like staying and they're like, what are you thinking? I think at the end, he's like, I'm not going to say it, but Michigan. And I was like, I'm a fucking inspiration, dude.
Yeah.
I'm an inspiring individual. And now
You see, there's dudes even making remixes to your video.
are they really?
Yeah, I want to say it was, who did I see? Acho? Manuel Acho?
Oh, he did. Oh, the funniest shit.
Yeah, he was chopping up your video. You would say a little bit, then he'd play a play of Michigan State beating Michigan.
Yeah.
Then it'd say a little bit more of your bit, then show something else.
Oh, that's
Number 2
hilarious.
defense in the country, you guys getting scored on.
Yeah, like
which is hilarious.
5 tutties.
Like,
That running back 5 tutties.
Yeah.
He's a Heisman candidate, right? Hey, I'm an inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life doesn't change at all. I love Michigan. And we should have won that game. We should have won that game. That sack fumble that Aiden Hutchinson should also be a Heisman candidate.
big fan of
Picks
Aiden.
up the ball, falls in the end zone, overturn, kick rocks. Like that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah. No pass interference call at the end.
Wild. So listen, but hey, what I do? Went to sleep that night, slept like a fucking baby. Oh my God, dude.
Not on Sunday.
You said
you didn't sleep that well.
Yeah, I don't sleep well after games. But we go play the Colts, catch a dub. And so in my life, everything's all good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Michigan State fans.
You're making waves. When you're making waves like this, it's not a bad feeling. I guess I don't like. Now that you're saying all that,
Yeah.
I want to go back on my words. I'm not happy when you guys lose. I think I just enjoyed watching all of that unfold on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm ready to go. I'm like, I can't wait to see it. Man, I kind of hope they lose because I want to see stuff like that
Yeah,
happen.
and I do. I mean, people are. I mean, I don't read the comments, but when you go to your
Some,
mentions, you're
you
gonna catch one or two.
could read a few.
Yeah, you're gonna catch
Try to
a
scroll
couple.
a little bit.
Yeah. No, I don't scroll the thing.
Just
but
a
if I
little
catch
bit.
some mentions,
You
and
might
it's-
hit a little bit.
It's fluttering. Might a little bit.
Yeah.
Not reading all of
Yeah.
them, but might a little
But
bit.
yeah.
Some guys like you put your fucking foot in your mouth. You're such an idiot, but you feel like a fucking doofus for saying that. Nope. Not at all.
Chuckle, like it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can say anything dumb because it doesn't matter.
I
dude.
know.
I think Chris D'Elia said it best. Twitter is, if you're serious on Twitter, fuck yourself.
Right. Well,
Like, you-
Chappelle said it recently too. Like it's a fake world.
Oh,
Like Twitter's not real.
it's not real.
Like
So,
just have fun and enjoy
I probably
Twitter.
got people saying to kill myself over that. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Did that one sting just a tad?
No, because you know why?
A tad.
No.
A tad.
I mean, I'm not going to say the F word, but no. You know? Because William Golston, first off, that man has a great straight. Like that right straight fist into the...
Yeah, that
He
right there. Like
fucking-
he's a Hadouken you
and
right there,
back
dude.
then, it hurt physically and emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, that shit hurt. That's like 12 years ago.
That's his new profile pic.
And I went to his profile. He follows me. And he probably subscribes and rates 5 stars. You know?
Hopefully. We'd love to have him on.
I don't know.
He's a boy. You
I
know.
don't want him on. No, William Golston. It actually be
Don't
pretty-
care. Don't want him on. Don't care.
I
Don't
know,
want
it
him
doesn't
on.
hurt my feelings, but if he ever comes on, I'm gonna be pissed. No, William, come on the bus, dude, and I'll just sit here, and I want him to tell me to fuck myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we just
I'll
bring it
sit
down.
here and I'll just eat verbal punches, not physical. I'm over that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That little glass jaw over here. And he starts just throwing them bows verbally. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fucking matter, dude. None of it matters. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's his profile pic. I love the little delete this picture.
Oh, that's my
dude,
favorite,
that shit
dude.
is
I
so
love that
funny
so
to me.
much.
But it's so hilarious how people just take this so seriously. Now, the rivalry is what it is. Do I like Michigan State? No, I don't. When I was there, did I hate them way more than I do now? Yeah, because you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're drunk on being a Michigan man.
Yeah, you guys, both teams were undefeated. I mean, it was an awesome game.
It was a hell of a game.
Yeah, it was an awesome game.
It was everything it was supposed to be. I wish Michigan won, but just once again, the video, like
they are saying Harbaugh is, what's his record? 2-19 against teams in the top 10.
That's tough to hear.
I might be misquoting that, but it's something basically it's along those lines of like, it seemed like it was going to be different for Michigan this year, but now it just seems like the same old story again because they can't beat the premier teams in the Big Ten.
But listen, we lost one game.
So you think he should be fired?
No. And the thing is I hope.
Did you see Taylor's face? No.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the F word, but no. Dude, when Portnoy was on here, I said yes, right? And that's the beauty. And people don't realize that people can just change their minds about shit.
I don't know about
right?
that.
Like people think like if you say something publicly, forever that's your stance. Forever.
That is
in the summertime. Portnoy said, "Do you think Harbaugh should be fired?" I said yes.
And I doubled down.
Harbaugh should be fired.
Should Harbaugh be fired?
No. And I fucking changed my opinion.
Why not? Hey, why not now? What's your opinion now?
We've only lost one game. The guy's turning around. He's doing a great job now.
Do you think you guys losing?
We were 2-4 last year.
Let's lower the voice. Let's play just a little. Hey, do you think you saying we might lose one game this year on that podcast after the Nebraska game? Do you feel like that might have played into the loss?
No, not at all.
Just
Why?
a question. Just a
words.
Hey, it's just a question.
I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing. I have zero effect on anything. I'm just a guy with a microphone, and people subscribe and we love you to death.
Hey, let's take it easy.
We love you to death, tier 1s. And I know you're bringing those tier 2s up, and the tier 2s are helping the tier 3s. It's like a ladder. All right, we're all just climbing it together, and I appreciate you listening to me say things. But here's the deal: the words I say, fluid. It could change at any time. If you think I have a stance on something, it'll probably change. You know, I could say whatever the fuck I want.
I'm like in my head, like trying to think of a stance he said. I'm like, so what about this?
Yeah, and I'm like opposite now. Even if I don't think I can just say whatever I want. That's a crazy shit about this whole thing, right? I can say whatever I want. People are going to listen to it. They're either going to hate it or love it. And then tomorrow I'll change it again and they'll flip flop. You know? Life is beautiful. Life is fucking beautiful, dude.
I feel like you're talking at me so heavy right now. Dude.
No, I'm just, you know what it is?
Is my face like that too? I'm like sitting here like.
Here's the deal: is I got here and I was dying.
I like, is he talking about it so much? So now does it mean something? I'm like sitting here like just even more and more.
Yeah.
Like
I got
like,
here.
hey, it doesn't fucking matter what's on there.
I think the reason why I'm talking like this is because when I got here, I was so damn tired. I was like, how am I going to even do this podcast?
I am
right
pumped.
Now?
The energy's up.
Yeah,
now.
and now like it got my motor running a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying the banter.
I am too.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want it to go unsaid. I've already said it, but I thoroughly enjoyed the video, the presser, all the fun stuff that's came about from it.
Right?
All of it.
Yeah.
Because it helps the boys. You know what I mean? It kind of.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. You know?
Yeah, and then I hated it, but I also respected it because it was a good move on your part. But you saying, I deserve whatever I'm about to get.
Yeah.
Instead of like leaning in and playing in with more people, which I enjoy doing more. Taylor just ended up saying, hey, I did this. I deserve whatever. Go ahead and give it to me.
Well, we're on the plane and
I'm like, man, fuck, bro. Go back and forth with some people a little bit.
No.
Blame some people.
No. I love it. I loved it, dude. And people are like, you know, I don't read it, but people are like, oh, he's owning it. He's owning it.
Dog, I know. Hey, I clicked on your quotes. He's like, these motherfuckers, somebody love some accountability.
This guy's a straight shooter. No, I just don't give a shit. Like, go ahead, destroy my Twitter mentions.
I love this guy's accountability.
Yeah.
I don't read it. I saw it, you know.
Yeah. I don't read it, but I did see a couple.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked on the quote tweets.
Sometimes I do like to read it. I do like to read a couple. Hey, and there it is. I just fucking did it. I lied. I fucking lied 5 minutes ago. Dude, I just lied through my fucking teeth. Oh, dude, and I did it. I flipped in the middle. Here, it's a perfect example, dude. And it doesn't matter.
Oh, bro.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Guy's a straight shooter. Not really.
Oh.
Not really. Not at all.
Not really. Oh.
He's taking accountability. No, I just don't give a fuck about any of this.
Oh. You know what does matter? FTX. Investing for the crypto generation.
Hey. Go ahead. I'll say that thing in a second. I'll say that thing in a second.
Investing for the crypto generation does matter. FTX is the world's most popular mobile app for cryptocurrency tracking and trading. Build your portfolio and follow the prices of more than 10,000 coins.
Hey, you read good.
Thanks, man. Barstool College Football Show times FTX Student Crypto Giveaway. In addition to Casey, Dave, Big Cat, and Brandon Walker's top 10 rankings from the Barstool College Football Show, which is released every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, tune in. We've created a top 10 leaderboard of students signing up for verified FTX accounts and are giving away massive prize pools of crypto to the leaders, including a $100,000 prize. Let me say that again. $100,000 prize split among signups for the #1 school. All you have to do is sign up for FTX using your .edu email address, and that will get your school higher on the board. Visit the App Store, download FTX for free, and sign up using your .edu email to increase your school's chances to win. Go download FTX. It's on the app, in the App Store for free right now, and start trying to make that money.
Beautiful. I had a conversation about cryptocurrency the other day with Matt Barkley. Apparently that guy's real into the cryptocurrency.
What? Can you give us something?
I got nothing.
Dude, it bothers me that I don't know.
He was using big words, and I got mad at him that he thought he was better than me. You know?
Yeah.
He just kept saying, I'm like, hey, Matt, like, dumb it down. Like, if you're having a conversation and every third word I have to like ask Siri what that means, then we're lost.
Yeah.
Like, just say smaller words that I can understand. But really, the whole thing started with the NFT thing. And he's like showing me these pictures of like monkeys with like stubbles and a cigarette coming out of their mouth. And it's like $200,000 like American, you know what I'm saying? Domestic. I'm like, I fucking just pay a guy to make that a sticker for me and I own it physically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just confusing. And then these NFTs, you have a gallery apparently, and people can go and check out your gallery as if you have your own little museum. There they are.
Those are the
apparently,
monkeys?
these things are out of hand expensive.
I've seen them.
You can only
Some
buy
people
them.
have them as their profile pic.
What's the currency, the cryptocurrency that you have to buy these with?
These are Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Sure.
I think they're on Ethereum.
Yes, that is it. That's the one. What was it called? Ethereum? Okay. I don't understand it at all. But I'm thinking, I got to get one of these monkeys now.
They do look sweet.
Yeah. Is that $250,000 sweet?
No, but
No.
I don't get what makes that valuable.
It's like diamonds.
Yeah.
Like, why are diamonds expensive?
Quality only gets so good.
And it's collectibles, I guess. yeah,
You know,
but
the wild
it's
thing is
just
the only reason why things are expensive is because we put value on it.
This one sold for 160K.
What? That guy's wearing 1994 3D glasses. That's it. Like, what? There's nothing special about that. It's not even that well done of art.
yeah.
I
I just
don't get it. some guy out there is
I know. I
laughing
just
in our
don't.
face right now.
I know a lot
We
of
don't know
people.
what the
I
hell's
feel like
going
are.
on. But that shit don't make any sense to me. Now, do I want a monkey? Yeah. Not physically. I guess I'll just own it on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Barkley's he's all about that shit. He's all about it.
And there's just a lot of NFT stuff happening. Like Des Bryant's doing like is it Players Corner? Personal Corner? Where essentially he's creating NFTs for athletes so athletes can outright own, I guess, whatever they're creating in NFTs.
Personal corner.
Personal Corner.
Then can we make NFTs?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, let's just do one then.
But I that's the thing. I don't know how.
Well, somebody who's listening, send us to somebody who can make an NFT. Done. You know?
Yeah. I would love to
Well-
get Des Bryant on and see what he's actually like what's going on. Cause I seen he was with Max Crosby. He's making stuff for Max. But apparently his team makes like say you're with him.
Yep.
His team makes you NFTs for you to sell. Those things continue to get sold, right? But you always have a piece of ownership in the NFT. So it's not like I have a baseball card and sell you a baseball card. Now the baseball card's yours. There's still a percentage, like there's still ownership that I have forever now, depending on how it goes up. What?
Every resale, you get a percentage of that resale.
Yeah. So anytime those monkeys get sold, whoever the originator was is going to have that percentage for life.
Correct.
Rad. I just don't get it. I get what you just said.
Right. It's like,
But I don't get why this is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
it seems like something we want to be in.
I
though.
think we're showing our age. I think we're just old.
You think we're what?
We're showing our age.
A little bit, but there's a lot of people I feel like our age. I mean,
Yeah. I think Steph Curry got one of those monkeys. He did. Well, boom. I want to be cool like Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Like, I should
bro.
take
You
grade
need to
3.
get one of those, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a lot of animals at the house. You might as well add somebody in the digital world.
Might as well. Might as well, dude. Yeah.
What we have next?
That's the one he got.
Oh, that's the one.
No monkey's so stoned. Little suit on him too. That's dope. How much that one cost? Are you kidding me?
I don't know, man. I have like FOMO. I feel like we're missing out on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like that every single day with this bus.
We got to get
I always feel like I'm missing out with you guys. Fucking miss you guys all the time, man.
We miss you too, bro.
Yeah, my opinion can change in 5 minutes though. So you better just watch out, dude.
It's probably just you just see the internet and you're probably like, oh, those boys are having a great time.
Yeah.
We argue all the time.
Yeah, you and JP got a little like a lover.
You think it's easy being around that man?
No. Look at his face. Hey. Yeah,
People been loving your deal of the week.
They have been, right?
what was the deal of the week this week?
This week?
Oh, let's do it.
This week, I've been giving people food the past
You
3
want
weeks.
to sit in the chair? We want to keep going?
We can. That's up to
You nervous because Taylor's here, huh?
I said I
That's what it is.
I want
Hey,
to sit by Taylor.
You're nervous because Taylor's here.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
okay.
sit by
I'd be
Taylor.
nervous
Come on,
too.
man. Do your deal of the week.
I gotta sit here next to him?
Oh, should he sit on the couch? Go ahead, bro.
Hey, grab that camera, Will. Do some work.
Here you go, Sean.
The voice
You just
crack.
got to keep this away
voice
from
crack
Will.
last week was incredible.
Keep the mic away from Will.
Talk to him. Yeah, Will had a voice crack last week. All right.
This shit better be legit.
Hey, this is a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. So I've been doing food, right?
Okay.
Voice crack.
Hey, this man's spiraling in his head.
No, I'm not. This week, the deal of the week. You know how we were all at AMC movie theater the other week?
Yeah.
So I heard,
Oh.
yeah.
So this is just word of mouth. You don't know if this is real.
No, I do know it's real. I
Oh,
called.
okay. Oh, you called?
Yeah, I called.
My man does his homework.
Yeah, come on.
For the people.
So movies are expensive, right?
Allegedly. I
Allegedly.
mean, what, to produce one or to go watch one?
To go
It's
watch
like
one.
$7 to go watch one.
No, man.
How much is a movie ticket now?
If I'm
It's
trying,
like a matinee. You got like a $14 ticket for a regular.
Oh, God forbid. It's 14. Yeah.
usually it's $14. On Tuesdays at AMC, $5 for your movie ticket and $5 for popcorn and a drink. Combo deal.
Oh, that's a hell of a deal.
But
Oh, it's not over.
it's not over. You do have to sign up to become a rewards member. It doesn't cost you anything, but you just got to sign up. Yeah, you just got to sign up and then it's free. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, use code HOV. Use code HOV.
money while he's on the bus.
But yeah, AMC $5 movies deal of the week.
Damn. That's a solid one. I would use that. I would definitely use that.
go. Remember Jelly last week? You like quesadillas?
Yeah.
Tacos? You like wings?
He said I'm not
Jelly's like, yeah.
He goes, you like half price?
Yo, JP, they got rid of $5 Friday at Smoothie King.
I know, too many people went.
$5 Friday at Smoothie King's done.
Ever since the
You're
deal of the
ending
week
shit,
came
huh?
out.
You're ending shit. Here's the deal. I like his deal of the week. He just seemed real nervous when he's talking about it, though.
Yeah, I know. He probably the presence.
Well, he needs to have a little presence. You know what I'm saying? Don't be worried about the presence around you. Focus on your presence.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Drink that in, bro.
Take it in, dude. Hey, that's your deal of the week. That was free.
That's
I
your deal of
appreciate
the
that.
week. Nebraska law. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, let's talk about that because I know we got Dennis Kelly. You got to deal with that.
yeah.
He went to Purdue.
Lost 200 to Dennis.
The only thing Purdue's got is they had a great aviation school. That's it. When you fly,
I didn't even know that.
You fly to Purdue, you land on the campus. Do you know that?
Mm.
You play at Purdue?
Mm.
You never played at Purdue.
No.
Oh, really?
I think we just host. I don't know if I ever played against Purdue. They're one of those teams where you know how you play a team like every 2 years or 3 years or something.
Yeah.
They were one of them, and so it wasn't part of my.
Yeah,
2
you
years
fly.
in the
You fly
Big
right
Ten.
into campus. Other than that, there's nothing. The field's awful. Their paint's like burnt into the ground. You hit the floor on that thing. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Anyway, that team just beat your team, and that's tough. But I think what was even tougher is that little Joker thing you put up saying you're going to have to say the best 3-win team.
Continue to say we're the best 3-win team in the country. Look, man.
What happened? I didn't even watch. It seemed like it was a close little deal.
Too many turnovers.
Tough.
And I love Adrian Martinez, dude.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
You guys refuse to have any quarterback without the last name Martinez.
We do. And, we just lost, man. We fucking lost. We're stuck.
You guys got beat, or did the refs do anything? Was it a special teams thing? I'm waiting for the excuse.
No, I don't really have an excuse.
Really?
Because we lost to Minnesota before the bye week.
That's tough.
You're coming against Purdue. Now, Purdue's not like
you lose to Minnesota. Hold on,
Purdue's not a
you
slap.
lose to Minnesota before the bye week. That's a tough bye week.
That's a tough bye week.
That's a full padded bye week.
Right, especially after coming out of the gauntlet of like you guys, Michigan State and Oklahoma, and we're all feeling like, it's going to go our way at some point. Like, you think we'll beat Minnesota, we'll beat Purdue, and then Ohio State, toss up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the trend that they were doing, the way that they were playing, all three of you guys in the top 10, close, down to the wire.
Yeah.
You beat those two teams. Like, you never know. Like, Ohio State could just be another one of those top 10 teams.
Yeah, Michigan had to overcome the refs and your team. But
no, bro. We can flip flop. What's done is done. You guys won that game. I think everyone who watched the Nebraska Michigan game knows that we were playing against the refs.
Okay.
But I got nothing, bro. I mean, we might not win a game the rest of the year.
Oh my God. You did.
What do you want me to say? I'm doing everything I can.
And now he's talking to me like I was just talking to him. You see that?
Yelling, raising the temperature?
But you can, because it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
It means something to me, man.
Listen, you got on me about saying Michigan might lose a game this year. And you
guys were undefeated.
But you just said we might not win a game the rest of the year.
100. I see what you're trying to do, but we have no wins I have no wins to build on. I have nothing.
Young cats are watching this, just hoping and praying that they have some support, and you just let them down.
Oh, I'm bleeding red till I die. I bleed red shit corn, dude.
No, y'all.
Like, I'm ready to go for life.
Corn is tough to digest, so I understand. You shitting corn for real.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, all I meant by that was I have no momentum to build on. Like, we dummied Northwestern. We go into you guys like
That's
I legit
nothing to be proud of. Northwestern's
we beat Northwestern worse than you guys beat Northwestern.
Okay, but we still beat the shit out of them.
Okay, well, we still beat them worse. Like, I see what you're saying. If we were undefeated like you guys were, and we just got them beating you guys, and we're a top 10 team in the country, I'm not saying what I'm saying is, we're going to the Natty. Not we'll probably lose one this year.
Yeah. Why realist? You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna happen. You know how hard it is to go undefeated?
Extremely hard.
It's fucking tough.
But again, those kids were watching you. Like, damn, we might lose one this year, and they just creeped in a little bit of doubt, and then boom, they blew it against Michigan State.
Oh yeah, but it was me. No, Will.
It could have been.
No.
But to go back to me saying
leadership like Aiden Hutchinson, with leadership like that, no chance. That team is rock solid. Rock solid.
Yeah, big Aiden fan.
Big Aiden fan. But also, do you think
all I'm saying is,
do you think Nebraska will, like, when do you think Nebraska will have the potential to be a top 10 team again?
Next year.
Will live in reality, buddy. Win a couple years. 2-3 years.
Possibly. I mean, Adrian's still there next year.
At the minimum. What's that?
Adrian's still there next year.
Who's Adrian?
Adrian Martinez.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
That's Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez is still there next year.
Is he having a great year?
Up and down. I mean, okay.
I'm not here for a roller coaster ride. You know what I'm saying?
Before this last game, he's like the number 1 QB in the Big Ten. All the numbers.
All the numbers.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's facts. The only
game I watched, he had a couple of turnovers.
While he's looking it up, all I meant was we might not win another game is because we just dropped to Minnesota and Purdue, right? Yeah. And next week we have Ohio State.
Tough.
We have Wisconsin.
Tough.
And then we have Iowa.
Yeah, Wisconsin just donkeyed Iowa.
I will say we could beat Iowa. Iowa's like this, look like Tarzan, play like Jane type of team. Like, they snuck in the number 2 team in the country. They're all hyped. They probably partied their ass off because they knew we're never going to feel this again for the rest of the year. And since they got to number 2, they haven't won a game.
Yeah, that's true. That's tough.
Yeah.
What are they ranked now? What's Iowa ranked?
I don't know. They should be out of the top 25.
Oh, like that?
It's like I want Iowa to fail, but I need these Big Ten teams to stay in the top 25 so that way we can claim us being superior. Yeah.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, bro. They were ranked number 2, bro.
What's Michigan 9?
Then you lose to who? Purdue and Wisconsin.
Where's Nebraska on that?
We've had a tough year, man. We had to get.
definitely a tough
We
year.
went through the gauntlet. Like we had a tough year. Now, if the Nebraska team that played against Michigan, Michigan State, and Oklahoma shows up against Ohio State, you never fucking know.
Yeah, coin flip.
Yeah.
It's according to you. That's according to you. You just said that.
Would you
earlier.
say the same thing?
No.
Why not?
Because I think Ohio State's a much more superior.
You think Ohio
team.
State's like legit about that life? They just dropped one game.
I mean, they've been donking everybody. Besides, they lost that game to Oregon.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think
They're about that.
you think them as a one-loss team is a different look than Michigan's one-loss team?
No, I think Michigan can absolutely beat Ohio State.
Who do you think's going to win that game?
I think Michigan's gonna win that game by 1 billion.
Oh yeah, forget. Doesn't matter.
No. I'm being serious. For now. Right?
By 1 billion fucking points, dude.
I really think Michigan beats Ohio State, and I'm pretty sure it's in Columbus. Is it not?
No, it's at Michigan.
Boom.
Tough look.
By 2 billion. You know? We're gonna beat the shit out of that team, and I'm gonna have the Michigan fight song playing all throughout the hallways and make Mike Vrabel listen to that the entire time.
Yeah, I want Michigan to win just for that.
Yeah. 100%.
I need Vrabel to
And you know
slip.
what the thing about Vrabel with Ohio State is? He acts like he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever. We can.
Vrabel acts like he doesn't care about pretty much everything.
Everything.
But you know he cares about all of it.
all of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, Braves, coming for you.
Who listens? Who's
Yeah,
a tier
who
one?
listens and probably subscribes.
Yeah.
We're coming for you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be beautiful when we beat that ass.
Yeah, you guys got Indiana, Penn State, and Maryland. And you guys should, I mean, Penn State was kind of like, they're kind of like the same as Iowa. They kind of look like Tarzan a little bit, but you kind of knew. Like they went into 30 overtimes against Illinois. And it was like it was like who was trying to fail.
Like I forgot Illinois was in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Illinois is
The
garbage,
Champaign, Illinois. Nothing says Champaign about the town of Champaign.
No.
It smells like manure at the stadium.
They're a Make-A-Wish football team.
Okay.
I love how like, every time you like Tansen, you're
that's the joke that I'm always like,
That's the joke that always gets Taylor. Okay.
But yeah, no fucking chance. I mean, Illinois and Penn State. It's just Penn State frauds, Iowa
Frauds.
Michigan not a fraud. Michigan's
No.
real deal.
You guys are a good team.
Yeah, we're legit.
Yeah, you guys are a good football
Michigan
team.
State. We play that game again. We win that game by 1 billion. You know what I'm saying?
But
They
see
got
now
lucky.
that's fake. Now the lucky like that's fake too.
Their Heisman guy ran for 90 something yards and 5 TDs. You play that again, edge wall swarm. They're taking advantage.
I'm sure
of
that's
him.
what, since he's a Heisman candidate, I'm sure that's what they were preaching all week.
You do it better the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Now the D
universe,
coordinator standing up there. They want to take what we did in the practice field to the field.
That's a tough deal.
That's not what we teach.
That's a tough deal. It's hard. It's hard to see that for the boys. And it broke my heart to watch them lose. I was playing against Quiddy Pay yesterday. Number 51 for the Colts. He was a first round pick out of Michigan. And there was a play yesterday. It was a pick, fumble, we recovered. That's in the next play we scored at AJ. AJ had that 57-yard run or pass.
Yeah.
Well, so they're like getting this dude on the cart or whatever, and I'm talking to Quiddy. I was like, hey man, brutal loss yesterday. And he looks at me dead in the eyes and goes, I cried. Like, my man cried about that game. That's fucking wild to me. But he's still in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He was just in it last year.
Oh yeah, he's still that
He's
college.
Still, yeah. And I was like, dude, it'll get
Not
easy.
that you shouldn't care, but it's just like
No, you definitely care.
Right. You always care.
But my day's not being made or break by someone else doing something. You know what I'm saying? And I felt for him.
Like, oh, I cried.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm about to block you in this next play, so let's go. You know, keep that attitude. You know what I'm saying? Keep that emotion.
Yeah, that 51-yarder by AJ, dude. Just
oh, dude, they were so hot after that too because they just got a pick.
I was hot.
Ooh,
because I was playing against AJ in fantasy.
Oh, were you really?
Yes, bro. I was like, get the motherfucker out of bounds and give the ball to Derrick because he was on my fantasy. Dog. I want AJ to do well, just not on the week that I'm playing him in fantasy.
I get it, dude.
Because you know it's bragging rights in those group chats, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and I've lost every game but one in my fantasies.
But do you care? Do you care about your fantasy though?
The first couple weeks I do, and then it kind of gets away from me. And then I'm watching Thursday Night Football going, oh shit, I probably should do my lineup.
Yeah.
I got 3 guys on bye, and I got another, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now that I'm not playing, I care about it so much.
Yeah.
So much. Like, We're friendships.
everything.
Friendships are riding on the fence after games, bro. Like we argue hard.
Yeah. I'll tell you what you can't argue about is Georgia boot. You know what I'm saying? Georgia boot is the world's most comfortable boot. Georgia boot is America's hardest working boot for 60 years. Georgia's been making boots that work as hard as you do. Tough enough for your job, cool enough for everything else. Look at those things right there. You know what goes together great? Georgia boot and a Chevrolet. Georgia boot makes super good looking and super comfortable boots. So comfortable. And they do the thing again where they do the dash and the able. You never want to take them off. I went over to Will's house 3 days ago. He was taking a nap just in his underwear and these boots. And I go, Will, what are you doing? He goes, helps me sleep better because they're so comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like a blanket over your feet.
Yes.
It's like a blanket over your feet that you can walk as many miles as you want.
It's like a gravity blanket.
You can go billions of miles, dude. In those boots,
Yeah.
you're going to die of starvation before those boots break down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Booting my way downtown.
These boots will hold up in any condition without sacrificing comfort. It has the control technology of an athlete's shoe packed into a great looking boot. Great looking boots that are wildly comfortable at a price you can't afford. It's beautiful, dude. I think I already said it once in this podcast, but Vrabalism, it's a 2-for-1 special. Comfortable and affordable. A couple ables there for you. No question. Let's see. Okay. Every time I wear these boots, people ask me where I got them. GeorgiaBoot.com, right? That's probably the easiest way to say it. Where'd you get them? I don't know. God. From the heavens. This is what I like to say because how comfortable they are, right? Like a lightning bolt was shot down into my hands were Georgia boots. That's how amazing it was. Whether you're working on your feet all day, working around the house, or grilling out with your friends, these boots won't sacrifice comfort or style. Georgia Boots offers the best working boots, wedges, and loggers around. Whether you need a waterproof boot, steel toe, soft toe, square toe, Met Guard, non-puncture shank, non-slip toe, they've got it. Head over to GeorgiaBoot.com and use code Bussin for 20% off. They're already affordable. Like if you went and you'd never even listened to Bussin' with the Boys and you went to GeorgiaBoot.com.
You'd buy them because you're like, these are well-priced boots.
Now at 20% off, you're buying 2 or 3 pair because you got a nice little deal headed up.
We're making you money.
Yeah. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Your feet are going to thank you. Your friends are going to be like, wow, my friend's waist styles. They're going to brag about you. They're like, oh, hey, have you seen Will? Yeah, I've seen Will, but have you seen his boots? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. People helping people. It's powerful stuff.
That was a great, ad read, and not to, because I know we hashed it the last time you were on the pod, but I know you've had a deal happen in between that time. But
what?
You can read 6 points. You only have to read 6 of those.
I
points
know.
now.
We've said that before. I like to read them all.
Okay,
I got to get better at reading. You know
all right. Hey, I love the fucking accountability.
I love my fucking helping Georgia Boot out. I'm helping my brain out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're knocked out for 3 minutes.
You're working like a Georgia Boot.
I am. Georgia Boot and a Chevy. It's 12:22. I'm out of here.
Hey, so Von Miller's to the.
He's a stud.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna laugh a little more with that.
He's a stud.
Zoom in on Taylor's face. What?
All right. What up?
Oh.
What about it? Because Vrabel goes to Sports Clips?
Yeah, Bloss was telling me the Vrab goes to Sports Clips.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Vrab sniffed out Bloss like it was nothing.
That's what Bloss said.
Bloss
he said guy dug in his phone on the hoodie.
Yeah, he's
or
like
something
guy in the hoodie dug in his phone with a leg tat. I'm like, holy shit.
Hey, take it
I texted
easy.
Vrabel, I go, your awareness is a 99 on Madden.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Outstanding.
Down a little bit. I was the only one in there, and him.
No. We gotta get Sport Clips some business, dude. There's only you two in there. I told Vrabes you use a Bussin', you might get yourself a nice little deal.
Tell him that's for the MVP experience.
MVP experience?
The MVP experience.
That sounds like a
We'll
nice
do the ad
little
later.
deal.
We'll do the ad later.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you. Hey, it's been fun. It really has.
Yeah, dude,
And
it's been awesome to see you,
just
bro.
because Michigan lost. Oh, I got a tweet, even though I don't read them. They asked Michigan State wants their own the boys shirts. Like, can we get the boys shirts?
Who was asking you that?
I don't know, some random person on.
Well, was there several people?
I didn't read them, but I saw a couple.
We're actually looking at doing like rivalry week.
Yeah.
So an Ohio State one.
Yeah.
An Iowa one.
No. Like, let's not do a Michigan State one this year. I'm gonna double down on my stance next year, and we'll let people sort it out, not only on the football field but online as well. We'll see if Michigan wants to outdo Michigan State on buying the boy shirts.
Yeah,
You know
we'll
what I'm
need
saying?
an ambassador. Maybe it's William Golson.
Maybe. Maybe. If he works as hard as he punches, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Great sign
I
off.
love each and every one of you. Boys, I'm going to miss you.
Do your thing. All right. Taylor just left. It was great to see the boy. It was good to see him. The boys are 6-2. Like I said, we're all riding high. We're also a little low because the King, as we know, could be battling a Jones fracture. That's just what I'm hearing on the internet. And I also heard we're signing AP. Is that confirmed? Where's Jack? Is that confirmed, Jack?
Per Jack McPherson.
Per Jack McPherson.
Oh, easy.
Per Jack McPherson, which is also per Adam Schefter. The boys are signing an AP. Trade one angry runner for another. Trade one goat for another. We reload in this motherfucker, dude. And I think that's what'll happen. Hey, could you imagine? Because Tannehill had a little bit of a neck deal yesterday, and I want to clear the air on something. It is hard. It's a little more difficult to talk about Titan stuff when the boys on, because if I'm talking about it, even though I can speak for myself, if Taylor's sitting next to me, it could be perceived, or a narrative could be painted that like I'm an extension of what Taylor is, which is not true. So that's why we're gonna wait till he's gone so we can talk shit or do whatever we got to do about the boys. No, but for real, like you hate kind of talking about injuries and all that stuff with like Derrick going down. It does suck for the boy, man. But to what can I say? To like guess, what am I trying to speculate? To speculate, what if the boys go from the win that they just had against the Colts, Tannehill, Derrick Henry, to we're going next week. We got Logan Woodside and we got Jeremy McNichols. It's as gritty as you get, dude. Going to LA, we're gonna see a good game too because the Rams are beefy, just like the Titans, just like the boys.
Super Bowl preview.
Could be a Super Bowl preview because the Rams are gonna come out of the division, the NFC West. The NFC West over the Niners, which is, I know it's tough for you to say, Blas. But yeah, dude, this guy's not falling. It's not like Derrick Henry was the entire team. Jack, how you feeling?
I mean, obviously everyone's upset.
Jesus Christ, bro. What's
Dude, I'm
wrong with
telling
your voice,
you,
man?
each Monday my voice gets worse. I thought I was gonna have a break yesterday, but it didn't. By that fourth quarter, going into OT, it was just, yeah, you can hear it in the voice. But it's devastating.
As a man of the people, what is the state of mind most Tennessee fans are in right now? Like, where are you at mentally? We need to check in with the boy, man.
I mean,
I'm worried about you.
Hey, it's a next man mentality thing, next man up. We're just trying to get to each week. I think what they're saying locker room, just week by week. Got to go out there, show them with those 11 guys on the field playing. It's going to work out. We got a tough matchup probably coming up this week, especially with Von Miller getting traded. It's scary. I'm a little nervous, but
so that's confirmed too. Von Miller's going to the Rams. I know we were joking with Taylor, but that's
officially confirmed. So we got our work cut out for us next week. But I think that I saw a tweet that said when Ryan Tannehill's only game he has played without Derrick Henry, he was like one of his highest QBR passer ratings and 3 TDs. Him and AJ have been linking up the last couple games. I feel like they're like hitting stride midseason. So that's big, especially if Julio can come back from this injury and get in there. I think we shake things up. People think we're always about Derrick Henry, so it's a really versatile moment for our franchise to prove to everyone in the NFL that we can compete without our king. It's devastating that he's not going to be with us, but they're saying that there's a big potential he comes back late in the season, and if he can be healthy right for the playoff run, I mean, that's the scariest Titans I can think of. We've been playing down the whole season, We've had 30 guys on the IR. It's been crazy. So we're just going to keep running and gunning, I think. Taylor's sitting here. He seemed pretty confident. Just saw a tweet like 20 minutes ago that Tannehill is feeling good, which was my biggest concern with Derrick being out. If Tannehill was going to be out, we'd be really in trouble. But Tannehill says he's feeling good. So I think we just keep pushing forward, man. It'll be good. Hopefully my voice gets better.
Hey, T's and P's to your voice, bro. Hey, that's the man of the people right there. That's well said. You don't need nothing else.
Hey,
What happens though if AP comes in here and is averaging like 150 yards a game?
What do you mean? What happens?
I mean, does
we
that
stay on
change,
this? We say
does that
we
change
go
how
7
we
and
feel
2
about Derrick Henry and what he does?
No, I mean Derrick. Like, what man at that size is running 22 miles an hour out there?
No doubt, but I'm saying that would mean he's replaceable then.
Well, anybody in this league's replaceable. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like,
I don't know. Looking at his numbers, I don't know.
What?
Looking at what Derrick's done over the last 2 years here, 3 years here, like.
Well, it's like, okay, if AP comes in and rushes and averages what 140 a game for the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean it's definitely like, oh shit.
That's best case scenario.
That's best case. Yeah, because then the boys are rolling. If we're talking from the side of like us all being flabbergasted and disillusioned by Derrick Henry, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough little question. You're trying to put the boys in a negative headspace right now, Alex.
I'm not negative, just something to think about.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't think
football guy. Remember, I'm not a football guy.
Yeah, you're not a football guy. I think like say Derrick being a 2,000-yard rusher. It's that dude. I mean, if you watch the guy run, he's breaking tackles. Like his yak was number 2 in the league up to some point. You know what I mean? It's like there was nobody doing that. There's nobody doing that. I mean, I guess if AP comes back and does it, it's not a question of like, oh, Derrick Henry's replaceable. It's just like, oh, who is this who's got this Benjamin Button juice of Adrian Peterson? Yeah. And is he back to, 2010 form, however long he's played?
Also think about
was it back in 2010 when he's just wrecking dudes? I think so. And AP's a legend. We need to get him on the bus is what we need to do. Yeah. And now you need to start thinking about, do we get Derrick Henry as a co-host on Bussin' with the Boys? Yeah. For the rest of the season, if that's the case, or until he gets back to health.
Well, even to double down on what Derrick's done, like think about how many great offensive lines there have been in this league with, strong running backs behind him, and nobody's doing what he's already done. So
right. And he did what he did last year, and that was without without Taylor. Not saying like Taylor's a huge part of that line. That line was balling out, but Derrick he's put up incredible numbers, and it's not like he's went untouched the whole time. Like he's the one breaking those long runs. He's the one hitting 22 miles an hour. He's the one stiffying dudes. What does that one dude say? It's like a shotgun to the chest. Yeah. He's deleting dudes with pump shotties out there, as Jack would say. But yeah, Derrick's like, he's the fucking king, dude. What else do we have? I was thinking of something before Alex just threw off my little vibe right there with that.
This interview that we have lined up.
Yes. I don't want to butcher CJ's last name.
Sapong.
CJ Sapong. CJ Sapong and Walker Zimmerman. 2 guys for the Nashville Soccer Club. Studs, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was telling them when we got done with the interview, I was like, fellas, I was nervous because I had a little bit of anxiety because I don't play soccer. I don't really watch soccer. I don't do really anything soccer related other than watch Ted Lasso. And I didn't want to look stupid asking certain questions. And there was 2 of them now. I was, no pause. I was in between both of them, trying to go back and forth.
Tough little deal.
It was getting dicey in the mental for a second. But dude, it really was a cool interview. We learned a lot about soccer. They sell kids apparently. Yeah. They develop kids in this academy world, and they sell them off when they get developed. They groom them up. They groom them and then they sell them. But the business of soccer seems pretty wild, and I had no clue there were so many leagues. I thought Europe was like the league. Like I thought Europe itself was a league. You know what I mean? They started rattling off Italy, Spain. I'm like, oh, I just thought those were the clubs. You know what I mean? I did not know those were leagues. So if you're like me and you don't know a whole lot about soccer, or you just know a little bit, I asked some questions to where you're going to learn a lot about soccer by the end of this thing. And they have some cool stories. I know Walker talked about his time getting traded, getting called late at night and like, hey, we're trading you. And he was not prepared for it. And what's up?
And then CJ's mental stuff.
Yeah. And CJ is going to be a mental coach of his own one day. It was awesome hearing about him and his mental health, the growth of the sport. I want to say it was in year 4 when he was like down bad and was getting introduced to meditation. So we have some really good mental talk as well about why both of them's driven and stuff like that. But it was just a really cool interview. And again, I learned a lot about soccer. I feel like all the boys did. JP, you're a soccer buff, right?
Yeah, big time.
So you kind of knew all about that. From your perspective, how do you feel like that went if you're a soccer fan? Like, were you sitting there like, oh, this is good stuff? Or were you like, I already kind of know all of
I think it's a lot of good stuff for people in America because not a lot of Americans are real soccer fans. But getting to hear about what happens when you're traded and that type of thing.
Balancing the international and the
balancing
MLS.
international. It's just cool to see, and to see like from their perspective how it changed when they were in high school. They're trying to go to college. Now that these kids are the kids in high school now are trying to go to the academies.
Yeah,
and two different crops of players and just their perspective. So
I thought it was interesting too, like when he's talking about his like mental state when he gets done playing for another team, and then he comes back to Nashville. And he might not have a day off, or he didn't play a lot in that game, so he has more energy, or he did play a lot, so he's a little physically exhausted, and how he tries and balances playing for multiple teams.
Yeah, I mean, because he could play a game in Costa Rica on Thursday and then have to come back and play for Nashville on Saturday.
That's real. Like this
That's
week.
how it can happen. That's not happening this week, but that happens for those players.
It's gullible. I'm like,
tomorrow?
Yeah,
he's going to Costa Rica right now?
Yeah. It's wild. I had no, which is ignorant on my part, but like the boys are like going to the playoffs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So Nashville, hey, we got to rep the boys.
NFC, baby.
I'm going to start hitting my man CJ's.
Namaste.
Yeah, his little namaste celebration. I liked the interview, dude. I thought it was good. Like I said, I was nervous. I just didn't feel like I was going to know a whole lot, and I didn't want it to. We were kind of alluding to at one point, like how they're sitting in certain interviews at times, and people just like aren't prepared, and you kind of just sit there awkwardly. And I'm like, thank God that was not happening, because we're pros over here at Bussin with the Boys. But without waiting much longer, here you go. Here's the interview with CJ and Walker. Go follow the boys. Shout the boys out. This episode, if you're watching on YouTube right now, hey, here's a great time. Here's a great time. Leave a real comment. Tell us maybe how your trick-or-treating went, your Halloween went. Tell us how you support the boys, how you pub Nashville Soccer Club or the Titans. Maybe leave a comment on the whole situation going on, how we're 6-2 and still rolling. I mean, I do hope we are going to get into the interview. I just kind of rang a bell on something. I do hope the boys keep it fucking going though, because they are number one in the AFC. Raiders are what, number 2, 3? They're tied for 2. The good thing is, like, again, this is all business. This is just all, it just is what it is. Just like the boys are next men up mentality. If something were to happen throughout the year, I got to be next team up mentality.
51 is ready.
51's ready. I'm ready to go play ball. And if I'm not playing ball and the boys go down, but the Raider boys come up, like, you got to be next team up mentality. You know what I mean? You just got to be ready at any point to jump ship and go with another team. Just really lean into that. Like, just a fraud. No, I do hope the boys fucking crush it. Yeah, look, Titans 1, Raiders 2. All right, here's the interview. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. This is my first time, honestly, talking with soccer players, and you guys will have to teach me as we go. Like, I know a little bit about you guys, but like, I've watched Ted Lasso, and that's about it. You know what I mean?
That's a good starting point.
It's a good start. It is.
Did you guys watch Ted Lasso?
Yeah, that's good. Hell yeah.
How much does, now obviously all the writing involved, but as far as like the life around the locker room and everything like that, like how does that relate to you guys? Is there similarities?
I think they pick up on like the really small things that actually do happen and then blow them up to like make it a real storyline. Yeah. So it's like even guys getting like rookie haircuts or like doing the types of pranks and the types of jokes they make are pretty similar to what goes on, but
yeah, I think the insight of like the different cultures is really on point, because you got so many different walks of life in the locker room, and like the cultural diffusion is in Ted Lasso. They really hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. When like as far as the way Ted Lasso as a coach seems not disconnected, but like I guess removed from the coaching side of things to where it seems a lot more player ownership than it would be in like a football locker room. Like in football, you know, you're sitting up there. It seems like when you're coaching soccer as a soccer team, you're kind of like asking your guys like what's the best route to go, or the soccer guys kind of know a little bit more about what to do than like what, not saying football guys don't know what to do, but you're really leaning on your coaching and what plans they're going to make, what adjustments they're going to make. Like, is that
okay.
Is that a topic? Let's go.
You know, the thing about soccer, like once you get on the field, players have to navigate, you know, the game and the adversity, and for the most part, our team, I think, does very well at managing that. But I would say in Ted Lasso, that's maybe exaggerated, because a lot of coaches want to have, you know, complete control over what they're trying to do, and you gotta be careful if you veer too far off like the path the coach is trying to set. Then it might be tough for you to stay in the lineup and to perform, to the exact specifications of what the coach wants,
Yeah. It's different for every coach too. Like some coaches want to have it's more of a dictatorship, and it's like they have their way, they have the way that their ship wants to sail, and that's it. And there's no communication with players. Then you have other coaches who may be like completely player driven, to where like they don't want as much responsibility. Let the players have it a little bit more. So then there's a fine balance you got to find.
Are there guys like what's his name, Jamie Tart? Are there dudes like the Jamie Tart? I know those are like as an athlete, that role in the show is a little exaggerated, but does that happen in soccer? Because I can see soccer being a little similar to like basketball in the way that like one player can kind of like be a stud. And maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Again, I'm very new in the soccer world. I don't even play FIFA.
I mean, they definitely get that stereotype from.
But they give the stereotype that he can we're going to let him do whatever he wants. Like I know in football, like there's not a dude who can just completely act like that. Like maybe the only example that might be close that we would have had in recent years is probably like when AB was on the Raiders, right? Yeah. When he goes in and he's like got camera guys around him, he's doing his own thing. Yeah. He kind of doesn't give a shit. Like I've heard stories about all that stuff, but is there characters like that in the soccer world?
I think so. I'm trying to think of MLS guys, though. I don't know if there's like that many. I think the difference is like in MLS, you don't have like the superstars of the world, whereas like NFL is like the best league in the world for the sport. So I don't think you can have guys in MLS who can have like that big, like Jamie Tart type egos, because they haven't really made it to the very top of their sport.
Gotcha.
So yes, you'll have like the arrogant players, but it's not going to be like Jamie Tart.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in Europe, I'm sure every team has a guy like that. But in this country, this league, a league that's really been built by like domestic players anyway.
Got a bunch of grinders.
Yeah, grinders, like guys that are willing
Let's
to
fucking
just
go,
run.
dude. Some blue collar motherfuckers, dude.
It's going to be hard for somebody to come from outside the league onto a team, have an ego, and still succeed.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, they'll come and maybe in the first couple, kicks, they're like, oh, this is easy. Like I'm about to run shit over here. But after a while, like just the culture of soccer, guys start getting against you. And then once coaches see that, you could be out of the mix pretty quick.
Damn. Okay. I got you. Where's the MLS compared to like is Europe the biggest league? This is how dumb I am. Like, there's probably soccer fans on here like, God damn it. People listen like, God damn it, comp.
This is how you learn, though. There's so many leagues in Europe.
Yeah.
Italy, Spain, England.
Those are all leagues?
All have their own leagues.
And then they got divisions within the leagues.
Yeah.
You got like the Bundesliga 1, 2, 3.
What the
England has like.
So where's the MLS? Where's the MLS?
Well, if you ask MLS, they'll say like probably I don't know, man.
Hey, it's the number one league here.
It's the number one league here, and I know MLS. The goal is to be like a top 10 league.
They want to be a top 5 league by like, I think they said 2024 was like their whole campaign, like maybe 5-10 years ago.
Yeah,
I would say we're definitely probably in a top 10 league at this point. You gotta think EPL. So it's got Spain, Italy, Germany. I mean, you can argue maybe a South American or Argentinian, but the problem is like some of these leagues have such good top teams. Like their top 4 or 5 teams are like better than MLS teams would be, but then their lower half are trash. But it's like, is that league really better if they have 4 or 5 teams that are probably better than MLS teams, but their lower half is not? It's hard to say, but the quality has improved. When did you come to the league?
2011.
Yeah. So, I mean, like since 2011, I came 2013, it's night and day different. Like the quality, the types of players they're bringing in, it's gotten a lot better.
How do you think they get to where they reach the spot to where they're a top 5 league?
You gotta keep paying. The players.
Is that pretty much what it is? It's just all the money?
It's got to be the commitment from ownerships in the league to keep increasing salary cap, keep increasing the money that they're spending, because that's going to attract other bigger players. And they're doing it, but if they want the rapid growth that they're talking about, then got to dish it out.
Yeah. I guess to generate the revenue, you kind of just need the popularity of the sport to grow. Do you feel like America's doing a good job of growing the sport or the popularity in the sport?
Yeah. From, again, from when we started till now, I mean, social media has definitely helped a lot too. MLS importing players from different countries, very popular players. The quality on the field is elevating, so it's getting to the point where now, like, a typical fan who's used to watching, football where there's big hits, touchdowns, basketball, slam dunks, like there's crunching tackles, there's like close shots, like almost goal scoring opportunities. So it's a lot more exciting. And that's what the league needs to continue to propel itself forward. It's a good time for us to be in the league. We've been able to see it grow, and I think me and Walker are similar, and we're guys that like to just grind it out and battle. So it's
I
cool
fucking
to
love
be
that.
Yeah,
Chevys.
It's really cool.
Chevy Silverados.
Chevy, baby. So it's cool to be a part of that. It's interesting to see how far it goes. But I mean, stuff like this, helping you understand a little bit more, getting it out to more people. I think it'll just organically continue to grow.
Yeah. Just to give perspective, like when I was growing up, my high school didn't even have like a soccer team until I was like a senior in high school.
That's crazy.
And you guys know the whole stereotype too, like football players
What
growing
state?
up.
What state?
Missouri.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, Missouri.
Okay.
And like, growing up, the whole stereotype of like, oh, why would you play soccer when you can play football type of thing. And I don't feel like I got rid of that myself until I was probably like in college and realized like, damn, at the time it seemed like closet soccer fans, right? Because they would have the jerseys. Some of my teammates would just be all about it when the World Cup and stuff would come on.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, how are you so into soccer? Like, bro, you're not into soccer. And it just seemed like it was huge to some of these guys. I'm like, where did they even grow up or learn that soccer's like, soccer is life? Yeah. And now I feel like where we're at now in like in 2021, especially with like shows like Ted Lasso coming out. And I feel like just the notoriety you guys get a little more, how much more it's publicized. I feel like it's trending the right direction, because again, coming from my ignorant self growing up in Missouri, it's just like, oh damn, I didn't even know this was like extremely popular like this.
And then World Cup 2026 is going to be massive when it comes to the US. I think that's going to be like a huge turning point where everything so far in MLS is kind of building to 2026, like when the World Cup comes to the United States. And then I think you're going to see an explosion of like even more interest, even more publicity. Even you look at like Nashville, becoming a franchise, becoming a club, getting the soccer specific stadium, it'll be 30,000, which is gonna be perfect. It's gonna be homey, the biggest soccer specific stadium in the country. And, our fans, yes, it's great. It's awesome having, 20, 25,000 fans at Nissan Stadium, but then you have 50,000 empty seats.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you pack all those people into one place, I think we're gonna have a pretty cool environment. Yeah. So you're seeing a lot more of those kinds of environments where they're getting specific stadiums and they're selling them out. And so that's what's just going to keep growing after the World Cup, I think.
How do you guys feel about Nashville, like the expansion team coming to Nashville? Because did you guys get traded here? Did you kind of move with the team?
Well,
you got traded.
Yeah, you got traded. Yeah. I signed as a free agent. So I guess, for me at the time, I just wanted a team. I wanted a team that would fit my playing style, but also I got a fam, so wanted them to be comfortable. And, kind of like what Walker's talking about, with it being a new franchise, new organization, they're building the right way, and it's cool to be a part of something that's getting built where the team itself, we're a very cohesive group. I'm very excited about that. There's definitely an opportunity for Nashville to become a bit of a dynasty in MLS. It just takes a little time, and, we're pushing for the playoffs right now. We're in playoffs. We're trying to get some silverware. That's the number one way you can really propel your franchise to where you want it to get to. But yeah, I love Nashville. It's different. I was in Chicago before. It's not as big of a city, but
oh no, especially from Chicago.
Chicago's a great city. Shout out to Chicago. But Nashville, definitely, I like it. Good for family. And like I said, when the experience for us as players, when the experience on the field, in the locker room is top notch, it makes it a little easier to, get up every day and do it. So
yeah.
You
feel the same way?
Yeah, for sure.
You like Nashville?
Love it. It's been a great fit. And I think when you look at kind of your life and the transitions that come along, like the timing of Nashville for me and getting traded, it was like an absolute bomb dropped on me and my wife. We were out in LA.
Yeah, I was gonna say you came
felt
from LA.
super secure, like with where we were. Thought we were gonna be there for a long time. Random call one night out of the blue. Yeah, you're traded to Nashville, and we were just like, what? Like we thought I was gonna be there for a long time. So thankfully it was Nashville. We got here, fell in love with the city, even amidst COVID, like not being able to do a lot of stuff. Like
when was it? When did you get the call?
So I got the call on like basically mid-February. So it was like pretty late in terms of trades because we're like in the middle of preseason at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we were preparing in LA for, the first match in 10 days, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then I got traded. Call was on a Monday night, got to Nashville on a Wednesday night, was under contract on a house Saturday, was with the team Saturday afternoon in Tampa for preseason, like the second half of preseason.
That's wild.
It was insane. And then we got back, we closed on our house the day that everything shut down in Nashville. It was like March 16th or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was a crazy experience. But now, especially, everything's opened up again. Love our neighbors, love our neighborhood. We're in Green Hills. I mean, it's sweet. I love how convenient it is too.
Right. It's like the 20 minutes. It's like the 20-minute city. You get everywhere in 20 minutes.
Every single place. And whereas LA, it's like we couldn't even drive to the stadium on a weekday game. So you had to take the metro.
Were you pretty pissed off when you got traded?
Dude, honestly, I was like, I felt every emotion within like a 2-day span. Yeah. It was like anger, frustration, sadness, confusion. Like, I mean, me and my wife were just like bawling leaving the apartment. I'm like, it was just, I didn't even know what was going on.
It's hard. It's hard for MLS players too, because when we get traded, like we have to take control of so many of the logistics. Like I've heard I've heard from like NFL players, NBA players, like when they get traded, like everything is sorted. You get to your
people calling you.
Maybe you get to the hotel, everything's already set up. You're just worrying about playing. Whereas like you gotta figure out the moving. Like, yeah, a lot of the expenses get taken care of, but you really have to like take control of that. And you explaining that, I'm like, I'm just imagining like right before a season starting to, not only like are the colors of your jersey changing, but you got to go get a whole nother house.
And then mainly you're like leaving, like Sally basically had to take care of the whole move and stuff because I go straight into preseason. So it's like now I'm in Florida for 2 weeks. She's still in LA. She has to do all this stuff. And like she's had to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I can't imagine.
Was that kind of the first big thing, pivotal thing that happened in your career?
I had gotten traded from Dallas to LA, but that was more of like a mutual thing. Kind of knew it was coming in the off season, so we had time to kind of prep it. Then I mean that was really the first. Yeah, that's the first like big surprise. That was just like
where you just see the teeth of the business. For like damn, I'm just a shoe on a shelf, dude.
Yeah, going the next day and like the whole team like. Obviously, they're all surprised too, and you're just like never really seeing them again.
Right.
It's like, hey, it was real. Like, I'll see you guys next year. And then it's like with COVID, we didn't end up playing LA.
Right.
So like, I hadn't even seen that team in like 2 years.
It's crazy,
bro. You'll like dap people up, and you'll be like, you'll just kind of say the comfortable thing too, like as players, like like we'll stay in touch, man, or we'll get up in the off season.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
you just
and honestly, like you might not see those dudes in LA ever again.
I was in Dallas. I went to the movies with Kyle Becker. We went to see a movie on like a Wednesday night. Thursday morning, he comes in. He gets called in the coach's office. Everyone's already out training, so I hadn't seen him yet come in that morning, and he left because he got traded that morning. I haven't seen him since. we went to the movies, and I show up at training, and he's gone. Like he leaves. I haven't seen him since. Like it's crazy. That was like 6 years ago,
bro.
7 years ago. Maybe.
The business is great. I mean, hell, at the end of the day, they're playing fantasy just like us.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Someone gets hurt on our fantasy rosters, you're dropping them. You're going a different route.
Thinking,
Like I had to let Derrick Henry go,
dude. I already put my claim in for McNichols. Is that the right move?
I think so. I mean, they got Adrian Peterson coming, but McNichols will still Are you in a PPR league?
Half PPR.
Half PPR? Yeah, that's the reason 4 leagues. But I mean, if you're in some kind of PPR league, like McNichols is never a bad play because he gets all the third down stuff. Like
but I don't want a third down back. I need the guy. I need the workhorse.
I think that That
Look,
could shift a little bit toward AP. I mean, at the end of the day, the dude's 37. He can't be the workhorse.
I need to cancel my claim right now. I put like 31 waiver bucks on this guy.
Really?
Yeah. Because I mean, thankfully my team's kind of stacked in this league, so I don't really need him, but I want him if he's going to be the guy.
He could though. It could be somebody you get and you see for a couple weeks. Because he should get a good.
He's thinking now.
I'm going through my lineup in my head. I'm like, okay, well, do I play Gaskin over like a AP or I don't know.
I mean, AP. I just don't think he'll be AP coming right out of the gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know. I hope he is. I'm talking business with my man right now.
Yeah.
I want the boys to win. Like I'm pro Titans.
I need Michael Thomas coming back. I've just had him sitting on the bench for all season. He's gonna be out in at least another week, but then maybe week 10.
I got Montgomery, bro, who I'm waiting on him to return from Chicago. Yep. I've been waiting on him to come back, dude.
Sheesh. All this extra stress.
It actually makes it so fun now, like thinking about like if we were to play MLS fantasy, like the fact that you get to like play with all your boys, like you can draft your friends, like that's freaking funny. Or like just
bro, it's so funny. So because I had heard,
I drop them and like send them a screenshot of you like,
all right, bro,
bro, hey, we're
not doing it. You are producing.
Yeah. You like, I remember when I was playing at Washington, I'd go up to Jordan Reed because I'd have Jordan Reed on my fantasy team as a tight end. And I'd go up to Jay Reed like in the middle of the game, like, hey man, I'm gonna need a little bit more out of you. I'm gonna need a little bit more out of you. Or when he was hurt,
foot injury.
Yeah. When he was hurt, I'd be, hey, so
you playing this?
I gotta make some decisions now.
So
we need you. We want you on the team. But when I heard about Derrick last night, like immediately went to our group chat. I said, hey, Derrick's on the block. And I said he's only got me 22 points these last couple weeks. So, I'm looking for a top 10 running back and a top 10 wide receiver. Got a request trade for Austin Eckler and Mike Williams. And he wanted Derrick Henry and AJ Green. And immediately hit accept.
Of course.
So the trade's going through, but right now it's getting vetoed because everybody's finding out about Derrick now. And they think it's slimy of me. But I'm like, yo, shame on you for thinking I'm a high integrity player in this business. Like we got to make moves.
Yep.
I'm talking to Derrick like, yeah, man, let me know if you need anything. Get off the phone. Like, hey, man, Derrick's on the block. Shit, send him packing. Oh man. What else we got? Hey, Alex, can you make sure and let Peggy know that we won't do Mercedes?
What are fantasy names? What are the names of the teams?
Bonterre Biscuits.
No, I know. You know yours.
I'm like fired up. Bonterre Biscuits, bro.
3-4.
It's a good day to be a biscuit, man, because we're winning right now.
I'm actually interested to hear this too.
I'm 4-4 right now, but our league is built around 4-4. We got a lot of teams in the middle. We got one team that's 7-1. The rest are like 4-4, and then you have a couple that are like 2-win teams or a 1-win team.
So I'm gonna go to 5-3 in 2 leagues. I'm gonna go to hopefully 6-2 in 1. That's the Nashville league. That right now the projections is within a point. That's the one where Boswell's hurt, and it's Mahomes Butker. The other one I'm gonna go to 6-2 if Mahomes and Butker put up 25.
So you're sitting nice.
I'm in a really good spot. Henry will hurt in this Nashville league. I have some depth, but like that means Gaskin's an everyday starter, and I don't know if that's what I need. Because Josh Jacobs, like he's always questionable, right? Like
I love
he's
how
like the
into
Julio
football
Jones
you
of
are,
running
bro.
backs. Like you're basically. I don't even know if I want to play him as a questionable tag. If Julio Jones is questionable, I'm not playing him. I mean, I love Julio, but
how many?
Hey, I love seeing the GM come out of him, dude.
I mean,
how many hours a day would you say you're spending on your?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
No.
Okay.
Not enough.
No, Sunday.
Not enough.
Sunday, I am like this.
Yeah.
Just
refreshing at all times.
Going from team to team. I'm not even looking at the TV. Like the red zone can be on, and it's just this. And it's in the charger because it lasts like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is. It's so funny how different you watch the game. Like just mad. Like yesterday, I was telling Taylor, like I was playing. The dude who I was playing against had AJ Brown, and obviously I want the Titans to win every game. But when he was going on that long run, I'm like, you just fucking push that motherfucker out of bounds, dude. Like you want him to like, all right, now give Derrick the ball.
Yeah.
The good thing about Derrick going down is I also have Jonathan Taylor, and he's been playing well recently. Or the Titans fans listening, like. Again, it's just business. It's just like it is. It's just the name of the game. Everybody else knows it. Titans fans probably have Jonathan Taylor on their team anyway.
There's no loyalties to actual teams when you're in fantasy football.
Right. The loyalties to the biscuits.
Loyalty. Yeah. 100%.
What are your team's names?
So my Dallas league team name is Coy's Daddy. 'cause
Boy's daddy.
Coy was basically a rookie when I was there, and took him under my wing and just kind of
Yeah.
come here. So beating him this week.
Hold my pocket.
Playing him this week, so taking care of that. Next league, injected into my veins.
Okay.
I got yeah is another name.
Yeah.
And then Nashville League is Milk Me.
That is great.
The Milk Me.
Wow. Well done.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Hooters ad.
Yeah, Hooters ad. Hooters, your go-to spot for killer wings and ice cold beer. But football season means all the big games on all the big screens, and it's the only place that has world famous Hooters girls. They love football just as much as you, and they're better looking than your friends. Hooters has game day specials to keep you hydrated and filled up on your Hooters favorites all season long. If you can't make it to Hooters for the game, you can still get your Hooters fix at home and save $10 with code Barstool when you order online. They also have an Instagram account that you can scroll through and fulfill those needs as well. Check out Hooters.com/Barstool for details. Again, shout out Hooters, no free shout outs. The best wing spot in America.
Episode
Hey, we're all a little tight like,
dude.
man. Is there water back there, boys?
Episode 123. That's crazy.
Bro, yeah, it's been nuts, man. It's been nuts that we've
How many
had a podcast for this long. Since mid 2019, since like June of 2019. We do like one a week. Taylor and I, when we first did it, the bus was sitting out in this gravel parking lot. Everybody's heard the story. That's like listening. I was like, all right, we got to hear the story again. And we backlogged like probably 5 to 8 episodes. We ran them, and we were only going to do the podcast for the summer. Like we were just going to because again, we were like the first pod where active players are sitting here and you're kind of letting it fly like the way we do. Like we're obviously super nervous and had anxiety about it, but we're like, all right, we'll do this in the summer. And then when it's football, like we'll just play football. We won't do the pod because, you don't want like the distractions, like all that stuff. Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I remember getting on the phone with Pat McAfee, who does the Pat McAfee show. And what's up? Well, I'm just saying he brought up. Do you know who Pat is?
No.
See, you're like, damn, Will's over here flexing. Will's over here name dropping. Well, he's got his name on the show. But he was like, if you're gonna do it, be consistent. Like if you're gonna do one a week, try to get as many as you can to be consistent all year long, because the name of the game is like being consistent about it. And since that conversation with him, Taylor and I was like, yo, we need to start getting pods in the library to last throughout the season. And so that first year, I remember one week we did like 12 pods in 1 week. Like say you guys would come on, then we'd have somebody else come on after. We would do like 3 in a day, bro. And you know how it is. Like you can only say so many jokes. There's only so much humor and jokes on your mind in a day, to where by the third one, you're kind of just like,
fried.
What are we laughing about? Yeah. And so yeah, we did that. And then once we got into the off season, we were able to do a lot in the off season. Then COVID hit. So then we started to do Zoom. But yeah, it's been wild. And then it's a weird thing because Taylor tore his ACL last year, and I was on the Titans as well. And 2 guys couldn't be on the bus at the same time. Like you couldn't have 2 players. You couldn't be seen outside the facility with a teammate because they had all those COVID regulations. You guys know what I mean? Like we couldn't give a guy a ride home. Like if you were tier 1 in the building, you couldn't be with him after the facility. So Taylor was the only one that could do the podcast. And honestly, like as far as speaking from Bussin with the boys, it was almost like a blessing that he was able to do some pods until I was able to start doing them again. But we just like kept it rolling, dude.
That's crazy.
You guys thought about doing a pod?
I've thought about it before. I just don't know that I have the ability to stay consistent,
Yeah.
Especially with a fam. You'll be hearing kids screaming in the background. If I could get like a spot that's off site,
get a bus.
like this,
right.
like,
Yeah.
this would be dope. Like I would definitely look forward to coming here and just like shooting the shit. But it's a commitment.
Bro, it really is. That's something like you definitely sleep on. I slept on like coming into, like you think you're just going to like do a show, like talk on mics. How hard could it be? Like, let's take our conversations in the locker room and just have them on the show. And then like when you're first starting, I remember Taylor and I had to redo our first episode like so much because we're like, yo, what are we doing? Like, what are we talking about? Like we're forcing our conversations.
And then it's really hit or miss. I did a couple in LA. They had me do a couple of different pods.
Yeah.
And it's like pretty hit or miss with like guests too.
Yeah.
Because then if it's not flowing pretty well, you're kind of stressing yourself and you're like, okay, let me just go to the next question. And it just becomes like,
Yeah, and then
so
it becomes at that
scripted,
point
and
it's like
Q&A,
yeah,
and it's
exactly.
and it's no good.
Yeah.
And then you still have to put it out there because you're like,
right,
gotta be consistent with it.
Exactly, and then you're
it's
putting
bad.
out stuff to where it does. It seems like scripted, or like now we're actually sitting in an interview, and you kind of just feel weird.
Yeah.
Like we hit a block, and I was like real anxious about like, oh man, what was my next question?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, where do we go from here?
Exactly.
Or how about Ted Lasso?
Low on water, so.
Oh, this is great, man. This is perfect right here. This is great. Yeah, this is probably. He's got Pedialyte for all of us too, though. That's nice.
Yeah, you guys can pour
Yeah,
that
that's
at
great.
Revitalite. Best drink.
Revitalight.
Best drink,
Nice.
man. It's the adult version of the other stuff in the
whoa.
store that we don't
Adult?
talk
Yeah.
about. Not like that, but it's like instead of saying the competitor, the Idolite competitor, we just use Revitalite, which is like the adult version of the kid stuff you see in the grocery store. You know what I mean? Do we have a Revitalite ad? Well, there you go, Revitalite. No free shout outs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we-
Youth Academy. Way to put us back on track.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start. Yeah, youth academies, when it comes to soccer in this country, I mean anywhere, honestly, that's how teams develop their talent. And you know, the game, that's where a lot of the profit comes from. You develop players from a young age. They get to an age where they're becoming successful or have a lot of potential. You sell them to another team. Rinse.
Jesus.
Repeat. Yeah.
Hey, that sounds kind of wild.
Yeah.
Sell them. You get to where, they have potential? Sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like so 10, 11, 12, you have 12-year-olds getting paid by academies, you know. They're doing their schooling on site.
Well, they aren't getting paid. Everything's paid for.
Everything is getting paid for. On site, you know, they're getting the best of the best in terms of coaching, training, stuff like that. In this country, the academy system is definitely developing to another level. The MLS has already had quite a few players get sold overseas, and I mean the return on investment there is outrageous for them. I'll let Walker. You can follow up on that one, but
you get sold overseas. The profits are astronomical.
Yeah, it's the business.
No, it's true. So it's basically like 10 years old, maybe 10, 12 years old, the modern like academy system, because it was completely different when we were growing up playing youth soccer. Now you have MLS teams that have their own academies. Right now I'm, helping out with the U17 academy team, coaching them on the side. So I'm hopeful that, when we sell them, maybe a little bit of that comes back. But I don't know exactly how it works, but maybe I'll put that plug in now just in case.
You got rights, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, that happens a lot, though. Like, if a MLS team's academy develops a player and they sell him, if that player gets sold again, they can get kickback from that next sale too.
So it's like an NFT. It's like
but
an
it's
NFT.
not like it's coming back to the coaches, which honestly they should put something in their contract, like for every kid that gets sold to Europe, like
because they're the
I'm
ones that
getting
actually
10%.
develop it.
Yeah, they're the ones doing all the coaching. So something to think about. That's
true.
Did you guys get sold?
No. Like I said, the system was different for us.
We're talking about selling kids. We're talking about developing kids. We're talking about developing kids and then
You're
selling
learning a
them
lot
overseas.
about soccer right now. This is great.
Wild.
Yeah, so the system, probably 10, 12 years old. So I was kind of borderline my age group of, it was the first year kids were starting to go to academy, like at U17. I stayed on the team that I was with, like my club team. And then ended up, I was already committed to college. So I was like, I don't need to go now to this new academy system. And because I was already committed. But basically all the years after kind of my age group, 1993s, you started seeing the top talents go to these academy teams, and then now it's like MLS academy teams. So you have Atlanta United, for example. You have Atlanta United 2, which a lot of their academy kids can then go play for Atlanta United 2. Same thing, Sporting KC, Red Bulls, DC, Philly, now Nashville. Like all the teams basically have academy teams starting at U13, U15, U17, U19, whatever it is.
And then at some point, if they're like developed really well in those age groups, like if they get to where they're good enough, they could sell them early.
You can either sell them, but majority of the time you're probably signing them to a homegrown contract, and so that means the incentive. See, we could get. We're gonna get real wacky because you're gonna learn a lot about MLS rules if we go down this road. So think about it.
I think it's interesting. So if you see, like, say you guys are beasts, right? And I'm like head of the academy or this team, and I'm like, yo, these two are savages. What's the youngest age?
16, usually 15, 16 would be
15, 16 would be the youngest to get into an academy.
Would be the youngest to get where you sign a homegrown contract.
Okay, but if you would do a homegrown, if you realize like, hey, these dudes are going to be monsters, like get them under contract now for cheap, and then we got them locked in.
And the perk of the homegrown,
and then the kid
contract,
doesn't the kid and the family doesn't know because they're finally like, oh, we're going to finally start seeing a little bit of.
So now you got the mechanisms of how MLS works. So now it's like you look at the salary cap. So the incentives for MLS teams is if you sign a homegrown player, their contract doesn't count against the salary cap. So it's the incentive to then have a rostered player that you aren't actually hitting against the cap. You still have to pay him, but it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So how would the team how would the other team benefit from getting it? Why wouldn't the homegrown team just keep the kid?
They would. Like if you sign a homegrown contract, then you're staying with the academy team. Like they get your first rights.
Okay.
So if there's a Nashville kid, he's a baller, they sign him a homegrown deal, he has to stay with Nashville. He couldn't even sign with another MLS team because Nashville owns the rights of all academy kids.
Okay.
So you can't like have a Nashville player be like, oh, I can go pro. I'm going to go play for LAFC and then just leave. It's like, no, he is owned by Nashville. So they have the first rights to sign him and basically make money.
What if like another league, like what a Europe league wanted to sign him?
Then they could leave, but Nashville would have rights to get a percentage of the transfer fee and all that.
And MLS.
And then MLS on top of that just takes their transfer
fee. Because MLS is
fee.
a single entity, right? So MLS owns basically, well, MLS pays all the contracts. So when there's a transfer, I'm not sure what the rule is now, but just in the last CBA, MLS gets 2/3 of the transfer fee and the team gets 1/3. In Europe, if you get transferred, the player gets 10% of the transfer fee. Here, nah, you don't get nothing. So,
do you wish there was some like rules applied that are over in Europe, over here in the US?
I mean, for me,
like, are there some rules you guys look at and you're like, damn, that, I wish we had some benefits in that league?
There's quite a few, honestly. It's just all we want to see is for a kid that is going to essentially forego their whole upbringing to put the effort into soccer. Perhaps they're trying to, feed the fam. I think every dollar counts. And if a kid is able to play their way to a position of having potential to succeed outside of MLS and gets transferred, they should get a little bite of that.
Yeah.
And then when you're looking at the fact that MLS is getting 2/3 of the fee, and then the teams are only getting 1/3, that starts messing with the fee they're willing to accept. So imagine paying a kid $60,000 and a team wants to pay $2 million for him. But now everybody's like, well, my 2/3 is only this much. We want $3 million,
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it can get real messy. But ultimately, at the end of the day, these players are in this country are getting an opportunity to maximize their potential overseas, which helps our country develop soccer. And as we're seeing with the men's national team, we're starting to have more and more younger talent develop their way into that squad. And by 2026, we're looking pretty good. And, we'll see when that time comes around. It'll be easier to kind of measure where we've gone, from the start of these homegrown wheelings and dealings. So,
Yeah, no, that's great. You covered it all.
Interrupt this episode to shout out Rowback Activewear. You all know Rowback, the boys at Rowback, best fit, best feel. It's football season, the absolute best season, which means it's also hoodie season. Luckily for you guys, Rowback just restocked their performance hoodies, and I'm not shitting you when we say these are the absolute softest, highest qualities of hoodies in the game, in the world, out there today. The material is out of this world soft, and the stretch is unmatched. Nobody does hoodies like the boys at Rowback. Rowback also dropped new performance polos, and trust us when we say the designs are fresh, perfect for the golf course or a night out with your girl. They scream versatility. We've worn these polos 100 times, and the collars still look brand spanking new, and the fabric is just so soft. So if you play football, listen to the boys, you're a football fan, you wear Rhoback. It's as simple as that. Use code BUSSIN, BUSSIN on Rhoback.com for a generous 20% off your first order. That's spelled RHOBACK.com for 20% off your first order on all polos, Q-zips, hoodies, and tees with the code BUSSIN. Hop on the Rhoback bus now because the boys are taking off. So go check them out at Rhoback.com. Do it for the boys and do it for your family because Christmas is coming up. Is it kind of like would you say kids grow up playing soccer in America, they're wanting to play in the MLS, or are you trying to go over to Europe?
When I was growing up, it was wanting to go to Europe, but I think now MLS is definitely a good destination. I think the stigma is like you can't be the best unless you go to Europe, but I'm not sure that that's true anymore, honestly.
Yeah, narrative's probably shifting a little bit. Like, I think if you're a kid and you're always dreaming of like, I want to play in the World Cup or I want to play in Champions League, if that's still like the dream and it's true, like then yeah, you're gonna want to go to Europe. But like at the same time, you know, the quality in MLS has gotten so much better that it's gonna be pretty hard for most kids, even if they're gonna become professionals, to just go straight over. Like there have to be really, really talented players to succeed right away in Europe. So I could see a lot of, especially when you look at homegrowns, like guys getting a chance to join a great league in MLS, get a lot of minutes under their belt in a professional environment, and then make the jump. Because I think it is a pretty big jump if you're going from just, 15, 16-year-old going overseas. It could be a little bit.
Just because the competition is higher
and then the other factors, like, okay, now you're just moving away from home, like you're still a young kid, like you don't know how that's going to affect different kids in certain ways. So there are obviously success stories of kids who do it, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah. Are there many like Americans that are over in Europe right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of young guys. So within our national team, we probably have, of the last couple qualifiers, say we have 25 people on the roster, probably 12, 13 are guys who are playing in top good leagues overseas. It's probably pretty split in terms of the roster.
Gotcha.
Maybe a little bit more European than MLS.
Now, when it's worlds, like when you do the international or the world tournament or whatever, do you got to play for the country in which you like grew up in? Like, is it kind of like the Olympics?
Well, you can have. It's just what I mean. You can have different passports.
Just
right?
a dumb football player asking questions.
No, their reaction. Yeah, no, it's because again, you have some guys will have a grandmother that is from a certain country. Like what you'll see a lot for like a Spain, Italy, England, teams that are always high in terms of global rankings. It might be harder to get on that roster, but hey, my grandmother's Jamaican. So
so they'll try and manipulate her, kind of.
So then, like, even though I grew up in England, my grandmother's Jamaican, and I want to play on the world stage, so I'm just gonna get a Jamaican passport and I'll play for Jamaica. You see, like that kind of stuff happens a lot. I mean, even with the U.S., you'll have guys that grow up on base in Germany and spent maybe a year in this country in their whole life, but they're most likely not gonna, make the German national team. So then it's like, oh, well, I'll play for the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the white dudes in America are like German anyway. It's like, hey, I'm German. I'm going to play for the German team. I can say that because, I got some German in me. You know what I mean? You might too. You're blonde.
Yeah.
You might have some German lineage.
Zimmerman's a German name. I mean, I don't know how far back it goes. All I know is I do not qualify for a passport. So that's also a little frustrating. Sometimes if you don't have passports, it's harder for you to go over and play in Europe. Okay. So based on their work visas and things like that. So it's easier if you have. So I'm like, man, maybe we should go have our next kid over in Europe and then give him the opportunity if he wants it to be able to have a little more flexibility in that career. But
how does college fit into everything? You say you went to college. Did you go to college too? Yeah. You went that route? Yeah. So how does
go?
James Madison.
JMU,
Oh yeah. Let's go. Went to a Halloween party there once.
Oh,
It was solid. You guys get down now.
You had a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. JMU. It's a fun little party school.
Great school.
But yeah, how does college fit in all this? Okay, and let's just say, how did college fit into it when you guys were coming up, and how does college kind of fitting into it now?
Yeah. So when I was coming up, academies weren't that big of a thing. Whereas today, you're most like these 16, 17-year-olds that are in an academy, they have chances to go to college, but there's usually somebody above telling them, nah, you don't want to do that. Just stay here. You're going to get everything you need. You can develop. Whereas for me, I think that was the best thing that I could have done was go to college, because kind of what Walker was saying, for these young kids to like go up through these systems and then all of a sudden be on their own, having to manage themselves as a professional, like the daily things, not having your mom, cook and clean for you. Those are things that I learned in college. And like, sometimes, I really had to rough it, like learning budgeting, like
right,
$40 a week. Like, am I going to get Subway or am I going to get a beer? Like, those are the experiences in college that I really, really enjoyed. And I think looking back, I'm very thankful to have had that experience. I think the kids that are coming up these days, college isn't always the number one. If for them, if they can sign a homegrown deal at 16, 17, they would rather do that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I think that's what some of the problem is like some kids, yeah, they're probably talented enough to become professionals, but the problem is like the top 1% should probably go academy and try and maybe forgo college if they like really have the potential to make it, because it's going to be better training. It's going to be better for their development as a pro athlete or a future pro athlete. Because with the academy system, like that's the goal, is to develop guys who are going to probably not even go to college, but guys who go straight from the academy to the first team. The problem is when you start signing a bunch of homegrown guys and some of them aren't necessarily that good, now they're risking their college education to go pro for a minimum contract on $70,000.
Yeah.
And they're going to get cut after 2 years. And now they're like, oh gosh, I got to find a college, but now you can't play college because you've already been a pro. Like, so I think it really depends on if you're the absolute like cream of the crop. I think you got to develop academy pro, but for the guys that, maybe they'll make it one day, it's like, it's a big risk if you're trying to sign a small deal to become a pro and you forgo college. So, college soccer, I think the quality overall is probably dropping a little bit because you're losing some of the very top talent to
the academy stuff,
to the academies, but it is still relevant in the sense that like, even Nashville, for example, we got some great draft picks that are really big contributors. So 2 years ago, we drafted Alistair Johnston. He's become a mainstay on the Canadian national team, been a starter for us for 2 years. Jack Mayer from Indiana played, 2 years of college and didn't play a lot last year, but now he's played like 20 games this year. So it's like you can still find talent in college that can contribute to you, whether they graduate early or leave college early. But it's just, I'm scared for the guys that are chasing this dream of being a pro athlete, and then they choose to, they're a little probably disillusioned with their capabilities, and they become kind of washed up, lost in the system a little bit.
You feel like the disillusion comes from, like you were saying, that people telling them they're better than they might be, their parents, or maybe coaches or trainers that maybe aren't necessarily with the team, but they're trying to make their money as well, saying, hey, you need to come be in my system.
Or like imagine being 16 and you're like, oh my gosh, I can make like a real salary.
I can get money.
I can get money for my family or like, myself.
It seems like 60 or 70,000 is kind of like
that's like the minimum
in
the league. So it's like they're pretty much, unless they're like, really, really top.
You're thinking, I can make 70,000 as a 16, 17.
Yeah, you're going to be like, and live that pro life, not have to do school. That's like super tempting.
Yeah.
But the problem is,
it's not thinking ahead.
Yeah.
It's not thinking ahead. And there's not enough resources available to them that project their, even if we're just looking at career, right?
Yeah.
Are they being spoken to about, okay, let's just say you play for 15 years, like you should be saving this much every year. These kids are right on StockX, Icebox, NFTs now, like, which, hey, whatever, like, at some level there has to be a little bit of risk, and you're in a position where you can take that kind of risk. But ultimately, like he's saying, 16 years old, you sign a homegrown deal. You basically some guys, they'll just train, right? They don't play in games. They're just training every day, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, never playing a game, and then boom, you're cut. You haven't gone to college. You have no degree. You haven't even thought about what you would do besides soccer, because you always thought that soccer was the only thing that was.
You're not like going to like a routine day throughout a routine day of like class or balancing this and
hard
that.
to go back to.
You're
that
literally
after that,
just
too.
training, thinking you're going to do something, and then you're
done, and then you're like, oh, snap.
damn,
like,
that
what
would
did
be,
I do?
yeah,
What was I thinking?
yeah.
What am I going to do now? And again, a lot of the teams, they're not sitting there like, yeah, you're not with us anymore, but here's some resources for you. Like, hope everything. Nah, peace. Thanks for your time.
You ain't lying.
Great.
You're not lying, bro.
Like that's wild. But
Yeah.
whose fault is that? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like how do you even try and like is that a big thing that happens? Like there's a lot of kids that do that route.
There's plenty of cases of guys who probably should have gone to college and then either played a couple years and then they probably got cut from the MLS team and they're like, well, I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna drop down to the USL, which is like the league below MLS. Now they're probably making closer to like, I don't know, 25,
30,
like something that's
coaching
just
on
like,
the side.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, having to juggle 2 different things to get by, but
you're kind of like in the minors of baseball at that point.
yeah, exactly. Then they just become, and there's always like the glimmer of hope that they hold on to of like making it back up, and it's just so rare to have guys who drop from MLS to USL and then get back up, like very rare. So
shit.
Yeah.
Once you go to college, when can you leave to go pro?
Yeah, you can go pro at any time from college. So
you could be a freshman and be like,
be a freshman, play your freshman season, and you're out. So I mean, did you go?
I went all well. I left after 3.5 years, but I played 4 seasons in college. I had an opportunity to maybe go pro after my junior year, but I was still like, well, hey, I still want to get this degree. I put in all this time and effort, and I still ended up not getting it. But
you didn't get your degree?
Nope.
But you had 3.5 years?
But I had 3.5 years.
Are you kidding me?
I have 2, well...
It always comes down to somebody's like, I got 2 or 3 classes left. I'm going to do them online.
That's crazy.
And fulfill my promise to my grandma back in the day.
Basically, right? My
Will
dad was
JMU,
like...
will they honor, like, if you get it from, like, SNHU, would JMU get it?
Man,
or
no, because
okay, that's why you haven't done
my
it.
major switched to a different major my last year. So kinesiology switched to sports management. If I was to go to another school, I would have had to, like, redo, like, 2 years worth of credits.
Yeah.
Which is just awful. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe I'll go back and get that piece of paper. That's definitely gonna get me a job.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna get me a job.
Yeah,
well, it's gotta feel good. How long
Proven.
you've been playing since? What, 2011? So you're like over a decade in.
Yeah. This is my 11th season.
What is like the average lifespan of a soccer player? Like I know with football, it's like 2.8 years playing in the NFL.
Damn, is that low?
Is that bad? That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I'd say around like 10, 11 years. It depends on the position you're playing to. Goalkeepers can play for 15.
Yeah.
Forwards, midfielders, defenders. Yeah.
Yo, look at that.
3.2 to 3.5 is your guy.
But that's like, I mean, that's not like they're playing
Really?
career, but that's like staying in MLS or like staying in MLS, right?
Wow.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you, man.
Like
You're raising that.
triple the career
You're
length.
raising that.
I feel good.
Damn. How about you?
This is
How long did you go to college? Did you go
So
all?
I left after my sophomore year.
Oh, big dog.
No,
Hey, come on, big dog.
Okay,
you guys are
okay.
both drafted in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big dogs.
So, I mean, it's a little different than like NFL first round pick.
Is it? How many rounds? How many rounds are there in
There's like-
MLS?
Basically 2, and then there's like 3rd and 4th are like supplemental draft picks, and like a lot of those picks probably don't make the roster.
Wait. So there's only 2 rounds in the MLS draft.
Yeah, and then they're
How many picks per round?
however many teams?
However many teams,
28,
20.
27?
Well, fuck, you guys are big dogs. What do you mean?
True. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
look at it that way, relatively, it is.
It's kind of like the
definitely a big
NBA,
deal.
dude.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
it's a
they
small,
had so
right?
So the process of like the college stuff, there's like a thing called Generation Adidas.
LeBron and D Wade, right?
LeBron, Kobe. So there was a thing called Generation Adidas. It's still going on, and that's like an incentive for another MLS mechanism that they use to help teams draft these players. But every year in college, they usually pick like 7-8 guys that they identify as like freshmen to juniors who can qualify for like a Generation Adidas, basically salary or pick, whatever. And so the perk of that is if you draft a player that's Generation Adidas, that MLS will basically, again, it doesn't count against the salary cap. So it's incentive for the teams to draft those players. So I was one of those
Generation
players, yeah.
Adidas.
You just sound like you're just trying to have a reason why you're drafting them. So would
That's
you not?
why I was drafted higher, is because they don't have to technically pay for me.
And what years is for you?
though.
Yeah, you're on year 9.
9.
Yeah, same. I'm
Yeah?
on year 9. Yeah, it's my 9th year. We have this running joke because I'm currently a free agent. Don't know if I'll play the rest of the year, but I always just hashtag like year 9, like I'm in year 9.
No problem.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
The U.S. national team. How do you make it?
Walker can tell you about. Well, you got to be a beast like Walker, first of all.
So when does it happen? when does like Worlds and all that stuff happen to where the U.S. national team, I guess shows themselves? Is it like every 4 years?
We need to start saying World Cup.
Yeah, please.
What am I saying?
Do you know what the World Cup is?
I know what the World Cup is. My brother's obsessed with FIFA, bro. That dude loves soccer. Yeah, but he loves soccer. Like he gets the little jerseys and stuff like that, and like he's all about it. But yeah, okay, World Cup. My fault. When does the World Cup happen? Every 4 years?
Every 4 years.
Okay.
So we got it coming up in 2022. Right now we're in qualifying. So the big thing was last cycle for the 2018 World Cup, we didn't qualify. And that process this year looks like there's 8 teams and you play home and away against every team. Top 3 will automatically qualify. The 4th will have a playoff against another like region.
That's the thing, the tricky part about it. So the region, CONCACAF, is North America, which is Canada, the U.S., Central America, which is many different countries.
Yeah.
It's
El
Panama,
Salvador, Panama,
Honduras.
So
Costa Rica.
It is hard to understand.
Yeah.
For sure. But
so we have 8 teams right now that have made the final round of qualifying. We've played 6 games so far within that. So we have 2 more next week, really. We play Mexico and Jamaica. So that'll be 8 games in. But right now we're in second in the table for the qualifying process. But yeah, you have 14 games because you have 7 home, 7 away. We played 6 already. So,
and you guys are sitting in second place. So right now you're looking to qualify.
Yeah, looking to qualify. So 2 big games in a week and a half. And then we have basically 3 at the end of January, early February, and then 3 in March. And then it's done. If you're in the top 3, you're in.
You feel good about it?
Yeah, I feel good about it. It's a real young team. We have a lot of inexperienced in terms of like World Cup qualifiers or even like World Cup since they missed the last cycle.
Mm-hmm. Were you part of that?
So I was on the bench. You guys
missed the last cycle?
I'd gotten called into some camps, was on the bench for some qualifiers, but didn't play in any. And then got to play in some of this cycle. But
some of them or all of them?
Some of them. Played in 3 out of the 6.
All right.
Captained. He had the captain band. It was Bussin.
Oh, you got the captain band.
For one
so you
game,
break down the huddle and everything like that, like on Ted Lasso?
A little speech.
Just little stuff. A little speech. Believe sign, hang the believe sign up. Hit it, boys.
Whatever
double
motivation it takes, but we lost 1-0, so I guess I don't know. Guess it wasn't a good enough thought.
Was that like a cool feeling though? Like, would you like kind of dream of being like captain?
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. Obviously, being a part of the national team in general has been a dream come true. Being the captain, another dream come true. I think I told this story like a little while ago on some interview, and I like vividly remember a time I was training I was in college in the off season, just training to go back to college or either before my first year in MLS. And I was like working out at the YMCA, local YMCA back home, Snellville, Georgia, Lawrenceville, Georgia. And I was on like the bike. I was doing like little triathlon type training for myself just to stay like really fit.
Yeah.
And so I was on the last thing. I was on the bike and I was like basically just doing some positive self-talk, like grinding. I'm like, I don't even want to just be a part of the national team or the U20 national team. I want to be on the full national team. And I was like, I don't want to be on the full national team. I want to be the captain of the full national team. Like, and remember like that moment of saying like, that's the standard that I want to set for myself, is like not just being there or being a part of it, but like being a key player, being a captain. And so like when I was the captain of that game, it really was like full circle. I went right back to that place and was like, man, all of the hard work, all of that suffering, like that's how you get to accomplish these kinds of dreams. And so again, we lost the game, which was a bummer, but I got to keep the band and gonna have that
lesson in visualization right there.
Yeah,
for all the youth, speak it into existence.
That law of attraction, man.
Yeah. So gonna have that band up in the room in the house,
man cave.
Yeah, the man cave one day, and that'll be a good.
No, I love that, bro. Yeah, because it always feels corny to talk about.
Yeah, because
it's really just like you and yourself, and you're just coming up with all this shit. But no, that's dope. Yeah. That's cool that it kind of came full circle. And, it's definitely, it's not corny. You feel that way. You're sitting in front of a couple dudes. You're like, oh, this is like
vulnerability, bro.
Yeah, I know, vulnerability, dude.
We're real here.
I like it.
I'm revitalized, by the way.
Shout out Sport Clips. No free shout outs. This is a very important announcement. Why? Why should you care? Because here's why. Mike Vrabel listens to the podcast, and Mike Vrabel confirmed goes to Sport Clips. Our producer, Blas, was there the other day, right, Blas? And he saw Mike sitting in the chair. He was actually getting this haircut that we're about to talk about, the haircut experience. But Blas, you can, I need you to grab the mic. I need you to come on. I need you to confirm that Mike Vrabel gets his haircut at Sport Clips.
Mike Vrabel was indeed at Sports Clips this week, just before the game. It is confirmed that he comes there every Thursday.
Oh, don't say the time.
I'm not going to say where, but he comes every Thursday to make sure he counts on the employees at Sports Clips to have him a fresh, nice cut before every game.
And here's why he enjoys Sport Clips. A haircut shouldn't feel that relaxing, but it does at Sport Clips Haircuts. You can ask Coach Vrabel. That's because stylists don't just wash your hair. Vrabel gets a 7 pressure point massaging shampoo technique that is so relaxing he melts in his seat. And the hot steam towel? Oh yeah, that boy loves the hot steam towels, and because it's infused with tea tree oil and perfectly steamed, leaving you feeling like you just left a Swedish sauna. Vrabel's words, not ours. And to top it off, you get a pinpoint cut. Stop by Sport Clips today and ask for the MVP haircut experience, or just ask for the Vrabel. The most Vrabel player haircut experience. It's so ridiculously relaxing. Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair. Oh,
nice. Oh, that's
how do you balance MLS play with international play?
It's difficult. I would say normally if it's not World Cup qualifying, if it's just a friendly, I don't really think twice about it. Like you just come back from the camp, you're with all of one team, but you're excited to be back with your club team and vice versa. These qualifiers though have been different for me, like mentally. Like the first window, we had 3 games, 2 were on the road, 1 was at home. And I remember I didn't even play a minute. I came back to the team and I was exhausted in Nashville. Like mentally, I think you're so the importance of the games and like the responsibility that you feel of having to get results, like it does weigh on you a little bit, and you don't realize it until like you finally get back and you're out of it, and then it's like you finally breathe and you're like, whoa, I'm exhausted. Like mentally, that was a lot. And so I felt that. And then the second time around, obviously played. So then you're like physically tired. I know, at least in our case, Nashville, we got 5 days off during the international break. But like if you were on an international break, like with the national team, you didn't get any of the days off. So like everyone was at the beach, like in New York, like in Miami. It's just
yeah, we enjoyed those 5 days.
Yeah, it's like
we did.
CJ sending you photos. Like, hey, hope you're doing well, man.
No, you're looking on Instagram. All your boys are just like all over the country, like just freaking lounging, margaritas in hand, poolside, and you're like just on a bus to training, like a normal day. So that's where like you don't get that mental kind of tune up that after a long MLS season, like you need a couple breaks here and there to just like really, like it was probably great for everyone to get ready for like the last final push before playoffs.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're involved with national team, you don't get that, but never trade it for the world.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
What do you guys cling to talking about when you were talking about the lesson that he was given with the vulnerability and stuff like that? What do you guys cling to mentally Because obviously athletes were training all the time physically, but what do you guys cling to mentally to help kind of keep you from whether you're in a tough mental spot or like overcoming something or just anything in general, being a professional soccer player?
Dude, that's Mr. Namaste.
Oh
over
yeah,
there, bro.
for sure. Me, meditation and yoga. Yoga, obviously also for the mind, but just physical, keeping the body elastic. Obviously playing for 11 years, like I got to do everything I can to, keep giving me an edge over these younger cats coming in.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is the meditation. And I think that comes in many different forms. It comes, when you're training and you need that extra push, to get the most out of your workout. The ability to do that on a consistent basis is not easy. It's something that has to be practiced. And I think you see with professional athletes, they're usually guys that mentally are strong. But I think if we can move to vulnerability in that space, then, you're going to make sure that you're in the right mindset, because we all know it doesn't last forever.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely heard of guys after soccer or any sport definitely struggle with, whether it's not, having value to the world or, not having something to take their mind off of, the deep, dark shit that we all have in our heads because we're human. So for me, meditation, just kind of increasing my own self-awareness, taking moments to just breathe, and be in silence has definitely helped me a lot.
No, that's good, man. I think, for me, a lot of it comes, I think, from I have a big faith background. So I think when I think about that and the impact it's had on my life and my career, it's like wanting to be the best version of yourself and utilize those gifts that you've been blessed with, like on and off the field. And so I think that kind of framework is a big part of like, doing every rep in the gym, doing every rep outside on the field, like not cutting corners, because one, like you want to be responsible with what you've been given, but then two, you want to be like, encouraging for your teammates to get the best out of them as well. And so I think we have a really good group in that regard of like guys are trying not to cut corners for the most part. You always have a, couple cases here and there that you gotta get on a little bit, but it's good. It's a really good group. And, I think that's kind of what has been a key to our success is you got guys who take it seriously, like on an individual level to do their work. But then you also have the guys, CJ included, who will like hold guys accountable to, even, for example, the other game, like we started out in Cincinnati, we're playing the team. It's one of the bottom teams in the league. And we go down, 2-0. And guys are kind of yelling at each other on the pitch, and CJ's like, "Boys, like just positive vibes, like hey, we're yelling at each other, like we're a team here. Come on!" And all of a sudden, like 2 goals or however many goals he had later, and we win 6-3. And it's just like you need guys who can understand situations and find the right balance of like, feeling good pulse of the team. When's the right time to push? When's the right time to bring them together? And so I think we do a really good job of that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good, especially like when you're talking about awareness and everything else, because guys identify with what they do so much. And especially like, if guys retire or they get cut when they're not ready to be cut, they're so, wrapped up in, what do I do now? I've been this my whole life. I'm letting my family down. I'm letting people down around me. And they kind of like lose their own self.
Defined by stats, man. That's what led me to meditation, honestly, because I've always been a good teammate, right? That was placed on me, and like I always tried to fulfill that, but I was giving aspects of myself to everybody else. And then again, like ultimately, if I didn't perform, I wasn't on the stat sheet. Being a forward, like you want to score, so like the more games you're not on that score sheet, you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm the lowest person on this earth. It's crazy that how powerful the human mind is, right? Because I found myself in that position. I mean, my first 3 years in the league, I had an Open Cup, which is a domestic tournament that all American professional teams are able to participate in, and an MLS Cup. So, that in the first 3 years, some guys play whole careers and don't get that.
Right.
And yet I found myself the next season, like getting down on myself because I didn't score, enough goals. And it was from that dark place for me that I literally just went in Google and was like, how to deal with like depression. And it's interesting because meditation always shows up. I was scrolling past it, bro. I'm like, meditation? What? You want me to close my eyes and sit quietly for what? You know, I want the quick fix, the instant gratification, which I think that's our problem as people.
Right.
You know, we don't want the slow and steady route. But all I know is I saw hella Buddhas and people making little stances. The Namaste, this is literally my celebration now, you know, and it's an opportunity for me to bring awareness into the sport and also gratitude. You know, every time I get a goal, Namaste to the fans, and you know, it's definitely it allows me to tap into a different field for sure.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
You guys ever
That's awesome.
pride-wise with like the fact that soccer doesn't get as much recognition here, or you guys don't get as much recognition here, or respect maybe as soccer players as you would in other countries?
I don't. I like being able to just go get some ice cream in my sweatpants, no shape up, you know, and not worry about it. Because other guys come from other places and then they're telling us like, wait, you guys go out like after you lose a game? We're like, yeah. Why? They're like, nah, like we can't do that. You know, in other countries, I remember Kaká, he's a famous soccer player. I don't know if you know. He's a Brazilian soccer player, played in World Cups, won a World Cup. He was talking about in Italy, after he lost a game, he went out with his fam to go get some dinner, and like he just happened to look outside and there's fans outside literally burning his jersey and like yelling obscenities at him.
What?
Just out to dinner, you know? So I don't want none of
want
that.
part of that.
I'm fine with it. And the sport, I think eventually we'll get there. But by then I'll probably be just chilling, watching everybody else.
Shoot, you'll probably be a mental leader for a lot of guys. You never know.
Hopefully. Yeah.
You know, is that something you want to do when you get
for
done
sure.
playing?
For sure. I'm already building towards that. Doing my life coach. I'm getting my life coaching certification. I'm building a digital marketing representation company that focuses on aligning endorsements with guys' life goals. You know, I think a lot of times, you know, hey, if you're getting paid well, you'll smile for pretty much anything. But I just want to get in there with players and like, again, let's project outward. What are your interests? Do you have any financial interests? Do you want to start a business? Okay, boom, get all that understood. And then now when we're looking for deals, we're coming from that vantage point, right? We're going to get you deals that are tied to, you know, your life goals. So yeah,
Nice,
working
dude.
towards
There
it.
you go. That's
shout
awesome.
shout out social sports. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Plug.
No free
Plug
shout-outs.
whoever you gotta, hey.
What's that line about?
Yeah, no free shout outs. We just say like, since you guys are one of the boys, like if it's a boy, you shout them out, they get free shout outs.
like
But
that.
if it's a brand,
Yeah.
you just say no free shout outs. You're not trying to shout out the brand.
Yeah.
But it's coming from him, so you can promote whatever you want to promote, dude. What is it again?
It's all clear now.
Social sports.
Is there a website? Is there something
Yes.
that people can go check out?
Teamsocialsports.com.
Boom.
Boom.
You got anything?
I'm just gonna go check it out. I need to look at that. I
He
knew
said,
he was working on it,
I'm
but
gonna go
I
check it out.
I haven't seen the website yet.
Oh.
Check it
I
out.
appreciate you guys coming on, man. You got one of you guys got to be somewhere too, right?
Yeah, so I'm getting my coaching license through U.S. Soccer because
You're trying to sell some kids.
I don't know if I would be associated with that kind of comment, but you know, if we can work out some kickback, no.
Get in the contract, you gotta pave the new way for coaches.
So I have a mandatory coaching call at 2:00, and it's just one of those things you got to do. But
Yeah, no doubt.
It'll allow me to coach college, and then hopefully work up and get my A license. But I think college coaching is kind of what I want to end up doing. So.
Nice, man. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm a fan. I need to get to a game. You guys are about to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Look at me, dude.
Well, you're running out of time.
I know.
We got
That's all right though. We show up for the playoffs
We have
now.
one home game left, one regular season game left, one home game, and then we should have a home playoff game as well. So you got like for sure one, 99%. Well, Strong chance.
Strong chance.
There we go.
chance that you got a home playoff game to come to as well.
Okay.
That's what we're focused on.
We got to get on board with
Will's
the boys.
bringing the
man.
boys to the game.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. We're bringing the boys,
That'd
baby.
be dope. For sure.
So our last regular season game is the 7th, next Sunday. And then we're thinking it will be the 23rd of November will be the home playoff game if we take
Bring your
care of business.
families Thanksgiving week, dude.
Dude, I'm hosting. It's also kind of why I have to get back. I'm doing a Friendsgiving right now, or a Nabesgiving. Got my neighbors over there, and I was like, I'm hosting Thanksgiving for the first time for my family in Nashville. So my grandmother passed away this summer. We always went to Birmingham, my whole mom's side of the family. So this year, new traditions, Zimmerman household in Nashville. So I got a turkey right now on the Traeger that's being smoked.
Wow.
I gotta
Wait,
get-
what?
A month early?
Yeah, because today is the Nabesgiving. It's the trial for me. So I was like,
Oh, I was gonna say, what kind of shit we?
I was like, bro.
Yeah, what kind of shit is him on, dude?
we're smoking that thing for a week.
I ain't never heard of that.
No, so I'm trying out
the
the
thing sitting
turkey.
at-
I have
Sitting at 80 degrees right
Yeah,
now. We
yeah.
got a few weeks.
I got a sweet potato casserole that's in the fridge, squash casserole as well, peanut butter pie that I made this morning. So like I got my things.
Peanut butter pie.
Yeah. Come on.
Hey, I need to check that out. I've never heard of that. I love peanut butter.
He's looking for an invite.
Dude.
I might have to check that out, man.
Wow. Good for you,
Dude.
man.
Yeah, so I got a lot of work in the kitchen this afternoon as well, but
All right.
Gotta love that.
I got to follow the
Gotta
boys,
love
man.
that. Papa
And then
Zimmerman.
also, you post a picture of that peanut butter pie.
yeah, of course.
Drop it on your story or something, so we
No
can
problem.
we can exchange a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Get the
I mean,
recipe.
I don't think the recipe is so easy, by the way. I thought
Don't give it away. Come on now, it's a secret.
The
This
recipe
it's
is
a secret recipe.
passed down from generations. My family. So
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys, man.
Thank
This
you,
is a lot
man.
of fun.
For
dude.
sure.
This is a lot of fun.
yeah.
Photo in front of the bus.
Do it.